Chilling, man. Chilling.
Bet. So, so you're asking if are women looking for Mr. Right or Mr. Pay My Bills?
Mm-hmm.
In my estimation, I'm obviously not a woman. I think women are looking for, what I'm saying, Mr. Right is vague. So I get Mr. Pay My Bills. I get what that means, but Mr. Right is vague. But I would say that I think they are looking for Mr. Right. I think most women are looking for like compatible, um, men to be in relationships with. But I think that's extremely hard for women to find, unfortunately.
You don't think it's hard for men to find
No,
the right woman?
I think women are. I think it's fairly easy for men to find his needs or requirements or whatever the case may be if he's like a rational, logical man. I think it's easy to find in an honest woman. I think it's easy to find a generous woman. Some women, I think they're fairly common, but I think it's really hard to find an honest man for a woman, a generous man with integrity, a non-abusive man, and so on. AB man, things of that nature. So yeah, I think it's just different. It's really hard for women dating.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's hard for everybody dating. I mean, I think we suffer humanity-wise. Like, I think good people are genuinely hard to find, and I don't think that a sex defines good people. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like really just people don't really have morals anymore. Like, female thing. Like. So basically, you're saying that men now don't have morals, which they don't. A lot of men don't, but a lot of women don't either. You know what I mean? Like, let's be realistic. It's hard out there for everybody now.
Well, when you say, I don't think that a gender. Well, you were talking about a sex, male or female, but I mean a gender doesn't define who you are in this way, but it does affect how your what's it called? How you're socialized.
How you're perceived in social situation.
No. Literally how you're socialized. Like, I mean, it affects how you function, how you show up, what you think, what you say.
Okay, how you present yourself as a person.
Yeah. So it doesn't go both ways in that regard because men and women aren't socialized the same. You know what I'm saying? Like I would love to believe that women and men are socialized the same, and and whatever. But like that's not the reality, right? It's like saying like from your perspective. Let me ask you this: do you think that women are oppressed?
Who, me?
No.
Okay.
Could I answer?
Hold on, wait, hold on, you guys. Hold on. I'm asking him a
You
question.
said, do I think women are
Yes.
oppressed?
Yeah. Do you think women are oppressed?
By who?
Well, just do you think they're oppressed, first and foremost?
I don't think.
I mean, you
Hold on,
wouldn't
man,
have
please.
to be a direct, like it would have to be somebody oppressing them, right? Like, so
Yeah,
I'm saying,
no. But first start with, do you think they're oppressed?
yes, in
Okay.
some situations, yes.
Well, it's not in some situations. You either are or you aren't. Let me ask you a different question.
No, because all women
think,
aren't oppressed. Like,
do you
some
think
women,
it's not
some women aren't oppressed.
No, that's not how oppression works. But do you think that Black people are oppressed?
No.
Context
No.
matters.
Black people aren't oppressed.
Context
No.
matters.
Context doesn't matter, Moo.
Yes, it does. It actually
It doesn't,
does.
ma'am.
Yes, it does.
Ma'am, please. I promise you, he's gonna let you talk, and you can talk all you want to. I just want to ask him a couple questions real quick.
You're trying to force him into a corner.
I'm not trying to force him into anything.
But
I'm just
you
asking him
are.
a question, man.
So I'm saying, like, there's
I got
nuance
you.
behind
I got
it.
you. I promise
So-
you, I hear what you're saying. But let me ask him the question. Like, you don't need to speak for him. I think that's disrespectful to him and me, because I've been asking you to let me talk to him real quick. So you don't think Black people are oppressed, and you don't think women are oppressed, right? Okay.
No, I don't think nobody's oppressed.
So nobody's oppressed.
That's not what he's saying, though.
He literally just said that.
No, because he admitted that in
No,
some instances, yes.
You do not need to speak for him.
But
He
that was
literally
his
just
word.
said it. He just said it right
he said
now.
in some instances.
No, he didn't say in some. He said, I don't
That
think
was his
anybody
word.
You're
is
not really
oppressed.
giving me an option. You're not really giving me an option, but either yes or no. You know what I mean?
know,
So
because you can either
yeah.
be,
So
And he even
you're saying that you can either you are or either you aren't. You know what
that's
I'm saying?
how oppression works. You can't be oppressed in certain instances.
That's how oppression works. So if you're saying that's how oppression works, so now I'm going to have to go over the overall, scale of things. I'm going to have to say no, because like those situations where the women are in bad situations, you know what I mean? I can't speak on them specifically.
anyway, like Isaiah in the comments and stuff, like saying about like, me, be quiet, like, or shut your mouth and stuff like that. Like, could you shut your mother's pussy? Shut your mother's pussy. Shut your mother's pussy, Isaiah.
Okay, so Moo, I don't mind you being up here, but if you are going to be up here, we have to keep the panel respectful so that we can have a good dialogue here. Don't pay attention to the
I'm trying
comments.
to have civil discourse. I really am. But anyway,
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go around and give everybody the 3-minute POV. And if the host wants to dialogue with someone at a time, this is his panel. He can do that. So I'll start with YouTube and then I'll work my way down.
Okay. So the reason why I think it's interesting to say that you don't think anybody is oppressed. Like, you don't think Black people are oppressed. You don't think women are oppressed. And I wanted to kind of expound on that, because oppression doesn't work like in a certain area you're oppressed or whatever. You either are or you aren't, right? So Black people are indeed oppressed, like scientifically proven Black people are oppressed. Just like scientifically proven women are oppressed, right? So I'm finding it, who oppresses Black people?
Yeah, who oppresses both?
In this country, it would be white men, number one, and then white people, I guess, as a collective in this country, oppress Black people.
Shit, bro.
That's not true, but it's making sense now, though, that you don't so you don't think Black people are oppressed, which would make sense that you
not
don't
at
think
all,
women are
bro.
oppressed.
Yeah, they oppressing their damn.
It's not that we don't think. We know it this season that they're not oppressed.
No, we're not oppressed. Yeah. Like, what the hell? Like, bro, anybody get on their shit, they gonna be successful. Like, they're not oppressed, bro.
Facts.
They're not oppressed. Okay.
No,
that's interesting. Yeah, I think that's.
I would like for you to prove your point with data.
It usually goes hand in hand that Black people are oppressed, or that women. I'll do it for women because we're talking about women. So, a way that women are oppressed. We talk about the wage gap, obviously. We could talk about.
That's not oppression. That's not oppression.
Straight. I don't know your name. Hold on, let me make sure I say it right. Straight talk. Could you stay on mute until I'm done? I don't know your name. That's okay with you? I don't feel like I'm being disrespectful to anybody up here. So see, here goes Moo again.
Wait, because like
this is incredible.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so I appreciate that, Maude. So yeah, women are oppressed. Like I said, the wage gap will be one. But the way that I really like to talk about oppression so men can understand it is, you guys have to understand the way that, like, I'm right-handed. I'm pretty sure most of us up here are right-handed, right? When you get a notebook and a pencil, you don't have to think about, you don't have to position it in any weird way, right? You can write in it, it's comfortable for you, correct?
True.
Right? Okay, cool. So the world is made for right-handed people, right? For the most part, like, they don't really accommodate left-handed people much. The world is made for right-handed people. So you don't have to think about anything. It's easy for you. That is how the world functions for men. The world is made for men. It's made easier for men, and it's made exceedingly hard for women. So, like, women, men don't have to think about, like, if this drug has been tested on men, because all drugs have been tested on men that men take. But a lot of drugs that women take haven't been tested on them. See what I'm saying? Like there's a bunch of examples of that over and over and over again when we talk about society and how it affects women negatively.
Like, is you serious right now, bro? The world is extremely difficult for women, but it's not hard for men.
Can I
Like, are you really serious right now?
It's easier for women and it's harder for men.
Oh no, wait. Before y'all can say whatever you want to say. Just let me make one little correction. That is a straw man argument. I never said the world isn't hard for men. I said it is exceedingly easier for women, which means that it is for men too, but not because we are men. That's the difference.
All right. So straight talk, go ahead with your 3 minutes. Straight talk, are you there?
You might have you might have to invite him to turn his mic on.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can't do it on my end.
I did. Oh, I don't know where he's at.
Okay, well, we'll go on to Bree Nicole. Go ahead, Bree.
I got 2 things to say. Actually, I just realized that I follow the guy at the top, on YouTube. But I was gonna say that oppression is a group thing. It's not just about it's not just about specific individuals. It's about a group. And the way that you determine whether somebody is oppressed, which you can Google, are women oppressed? And it'll tell you yes. It's like economic inequality, lack of representation in government, the same level of representation. There are a lot of different things. Women tend to be more unpaid caregivers. And violence and harassment, things like that are just specific examples of how oppression is, rampant against women as well as Black people. It doesn't have to mean that you cannot be successful or you cannot get anything done, or that it's easier for other people. It is easier for men in some spaces, and in other spaces it's not easy. But that doesn't mean that oppression still isn't a thing. To address the prompt, are women looking for Mr. Right or Mr. Pay All My Bills? I think there are women who are looking for Mr. Right, and there are women who are looking for a man to pay all their bills. I think that 2 things can exist at the same time. Like, there are types of women out here. In my experience, I have seen that my friends, women that I know, are looking for Mr. Right. And if he happens to be able to pay some bills, that's great. But they're really just looking for a partner that can hold equal weight. I'm off my soapbox.
Sorry, I don't want to interrupt. Can we do a fast overview of what the last person said? I just got in.
What?
Bree, you want to give her an overview?
Yeah, basically I just said there are more than one type of woman. One woman is looking for Mr. Right, one is looking for Mr. Pay All My Bills. Most women that I know and have experience of are looking for Mr. Right who can help them and be a partner to them.
Thank you.
Okay.
Prince. After Prince, then I'll get Miguel. Excuse me. And then I'll get Frankie and then Rich in here. So
no, I'm just listening for right now. You know what I'm saying? It's too early to be arguing. But if you ask me, sis, I feel like to women, Mr. Pay All My Bills is Mr. Right. It ain't no separate person. Like, it ain't no separation in it.
that's it. That's all you got, Prince?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Miguel. 3 minutes on the clock.
Thank you kindly for having me up here. I hope everybody's having an amazing day.
Please fasten your seatbelt as we approach the runway. Put your phone down and listen attentively. If you cope with life's stress crisis in a creative way,
Miguel, get to the goddamn point.
yo, suck my dick off, player. How about that? And I'm
Bye,
Miguel.
bro.
That's who I am.
What the
All
fuck?
right. Go ahead, Frankie.
Hey, I might need me a little intro like that though, Solo, for them great, because it did sound like he's gonna get busy though. Okay.
Okay.
Sound like he was ready to get dropped.
Well, pertaining to the question, personally in my life, I've seen both. I'm not even gonna lie. When I was living with my mom when my mother was alive, I had an uncle, loved him very much, and he ended up dating my mom's best friend. They ended up married, all that. At first glance, you would have thought like, oh my God, they're a perfect couple because she did everything. And I mean everything. I wouldn't say that like my uncle was rich or anything, but I would say like he was a hustler. So when it came to like other people, I think what they call it now is like active service. He would pay everything. And I mean, they're going on trips. They're going places I can't even pronounce. They got cars I've never even seen. And then it kind of got to this thing where she felt, what's that word? Entitled. And it was like, well, I don't know if I said, but they got married and she became his money is my money, but my money is mine. And mind you, I'm very young. So watching all of this was like really weird in aspect because in my own home, my parents just went 50-50 on everything. You got it, you got it. You don't, you don't. So I would say like that kind of skewed my viewing of relationships growing up because when it came to being like, oh, well, men want to be providers and this, that, and the third, I would always like, oh, okay. So when I got in relationships, I wasn't really like pushing for them to provide, but I never helped out, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like I never asked to help. I don't know if that's making sense or not. I just let them do whatever. And then when they would be like, when we would get into arguments and they'd be like, oh, well, you said, well, I'm doing this, that, and the third, and you're not doing anything. I'd always be like, well, because you wanted to do it. I don't want to say like I never seen men as equal, but it was very difficult at a young time to be like, oh, like to make a relationship work, it kind of has to be on both ends. I don't know if I'm making sense.
Were you living with these men?
No. I had my own place. I've never lived with a man before. Basically,
so when you say that
I
he
live
was
by
paying
myself.
for everything, what were you referring to? Like dates?
Yes, like most of them were dates, but other times they did help me with like schooling because I did go to medical school. So like the man I'm with now, like he helps me with my medical school bills. Not all of it, but he does pay like a healthy sum. But like prior to him, I really would not like give the thanks that you should be giving someone or like the acknowledgement that you should be giving someone, if that makes sense.
That man better be a stay-at-home husband by the time you're done.
It's okay. He kind of is now. But I'm trying, y'all. I would not dump him. We've been together for 4.5 years. To the comment.
As soon as they got done paying that college, hey, you're not the one for me.
No, it would never be like that. It would never be like that.
Go ahead, Method Man. You're on your countdown. So if you want to give your
Sorry.
POV before I open it up.
Oh, I was just introducing myself, really. How y'all doing?
Hi.
What's going on?
I mean, it just varies, man. Look, that first comment might have made me seem like a misogynist, but really, in reality, I've been with the same woman since I was 18, and I'm 27 now. Never cheated on her, never did anything, horrible, and she's my queen. I think it just depends on the woman, bro.
I ain't trying to start nothing, but I think you lying like my lawyer, my boy.
Lying?
What you say?
Lying? What? The fact that I have a girlfriend?
You said you been with her since she was 18 and you ain't never cheated?
Yeah. It's not a hard thing to do.
So
Congratulations, my bro. I appreciate that.
I appreciate you, bro.
I was gonna say, why is that hard to believe?
you think every man's a cheater, Prince?
That man Prince was flabbergasted at the thought of not cheating on your woman.
Y'all,
I'm curious.
At 18 games.
Yeah,
All right,
people do it.
all right. Let me back up. All right, you got it.
I got a relationship. A lot of people be jealous of it, bro. I know what I got. That's why I haven't left.
I just be thinking it's funny how men even, and I don't even knock Prince necessarily, right, for saying that, but I think it's funny when we were just talking about the oppression of women, right, and we essentially we're talking about in a relationship how men treat women, because that's what we're talking about. And when Long Day came up here and said, "Yeah, I've never cheated," even in the comments, the men put cap, and then Prince said, "I think you lying like my lawyer." So you recognize that most men are trash, right? Like, am I
No,
having multiple women does not make you trash, gang.
Cheating makes you trash. Cheating makes you trash. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, but hold on. Most men are not cheating.
No. He said no. You can try to stick up for him, but I'm telling you,
you just said that equates to. Listen, you just said most men in the world. No, but it's not true.
Can I wait real quick?
Who are you arguing with, me or him? Because he's the one who said it.
Hey, real quick, what's the timer?
Oh.
I noticed I got a timer on me. Is that
2 minutes.
Oh well, I'll make it real quick. I'll just speak to the prompt. Are women looking for Mr. Right or Mr. Pay all my bills? I think it's a combination. I do believe that it's 2025, so in terms of financial support, that does exist. But at the same token, what we have right now is we have a population. Once again, not all women. I don't like using the term all at all or most. We have a population of women who essentially we're allowing the worst aspects of the smexes to be the loudest contributors to these conversations. And I don't know why we're all obsessed with like chaotic people who give really, really horrible dating advice, really manipulative tactics, and so on and so forth, as opposed to being the average everyday person. So I sit here and say once again that most women want this, nor can I support anybody that tries to label everybody under this umbrella. So when we come down to these situations, I think I would like to believe that the average person, i.e., more than 51% of the population, are typically well-being and somewhat decent people. So this whole narrative of just saying all women want to Mr. Pay my bills right now. I mean, hell, as an adult, everybody will want somebody to pay their bills. But in terms of being realistic, I think a lot of people say it just to talk. But at the same token, I don't think that more than 51% of women are sitting dead step or stepping lock saying that, oh yeah, if a man don't pay all my bills, then I'm not gonna be with him. We allow individuals on Beyonce's and Barack Obama's internet to be loud and basically create this narrative of inaccountability of their dating lives. I.e., you have angry men and angry women who literally blame every negative experience they've had in their life, and then basically negating the bad contribution that they've had in their individual relationships. But due to the narratives of these small people, the small population of people, we've taken accountability off men and women and made it so easy for us to sit here and say, yeah, it's all the men's fault. Oh no, it's all the women's fault. All the men are trash. All the women are trash, as opposed to you reflecting on yourself and being like, damn, maybe you're not as good of a partner as you think you are. So, and on that note, I'm landing. I see my time up, but that's just my stance on it.
I do think collectively it is men's fault, but individually, of course, and on a case-by-case basis, because women aren't perfect, of course, women can cheat and women can lie, and somebody got a lot of background noise. Women can cheat and women can lie and women can manipulate. You know what I'm saying? Like no doubt about that. Like these are all true things, right? Like in general, but if we're talking about a group, and we're talking about who is most likely to do what and what happens the majority of the time and who is responsible for the most trauma in a relationship, it would be men. It's not even close. And I think that's a part of the problem, is that men are unwilling to accept that the majority of the time it is men that are the problem. You see what I'm saying? As opposed to it being like that way. I wouldn't say so, that because if you accept that, then we could work on it, right? But as long as we running around talking about, nah, it goes both ways, and ain't nobody perfect, and the world hard for everybody, you know, as long as we doing that, it goes both ways, nothing gets solved. I don't think anything's going anywhere.
Hey, can I ask a question? It was a young lady who was on a panel. She's very bipartisan when it came to something, but she had brought up a point earlier when we were talking about harm. And so she had actually brought up, aside from the unaliving stat, that one we cannot argue that one in no way, shape, or form. But she had brought up the topic of DV. And her speculative point was, if men took as much initiative to contact the police or get law enforcement involved when they are the victims of DV in straight hetero relationships, she advocated that there would be far more women in jail as opposed to men if men decide to pick up the phone and call.
No.
But the reason being though that then we start going to the reasons why men don't call. One, patriarchy, misogyny, all these are key factors in why men don't do it. And from a very anecdotal experience, I semi agree with her. I don't know where y'all from in Chicago. Women whoop ass. So
Yeah.
that's
I think that kind of rhetoric is what I'm talking about. Why that's so dangerous, because we always act as if the majority of DV gets reported from women as well. So if we win a 1-to-1, right? If you win 1-to-1 and say, all right, so because who has less of a reason to report?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It would be no. It would be women.
Why?
Because when women report, their life becomes more in danger. It doesn't go down. The likelihood that they're not going to be protected goes up, not down. When a woman files for a protective order, the likelihood that she's going to be harmed by that man she has a protective order on goes up, not down. When a woman tries to leave an AV, the likelihood that she's going to be harmed goes up, not down. So when men come on the internet and say, oh, if men reported DV more, I know right there we're not having a genuine conversation, because that's like, what are we talking about? If women reported DV more, it would dwarf the men who don't report DV. That's my point. It would dwarf.
I'll concede.
I think like this, when we talk about this, for one, it ain't no point in arguing basis arguments because you can't prove it either way. Because like one thing about it is there's no data to support what you're saying. Not as far as what you're saying. Not you, Pub. I'm talking about long days.
Oh yeah, that was very
women. There would be more women in jail if more men reported. And you got to think about the reasons why for these domestic situations where women is putting their hands on men. You know what I mean? That's probably why it's so underreported, because of the actions of the man beforehand. You know what I mean? Most women ain't just putting their hands on most women ain't putting their hands on a man because he burnt the toast or because he upset her. You know, he did something drastic and she reacted in an emotional way. So like let's not do that.
Can I say something, please?
A lot of women be reacting to getting cheated on.
Yeah, Frankie, I got you. I'm gonna go ahead and let Frankie say something, and then I'll go up to Apostle or Tommy.
I think when we come to the conversation of DV as well, I think we need to ask, where does DV start and where does it actually end? Because obviously when we see these cases, the women are very much obviously in pain. I'm not promoting anything, just want to say that. But I just want to say that when we look at DV, sometimes it's like a life death situation. And I'm just saying that there are points in the beginning of the relationship or even prior it to getting that far that people don't look at. And I think that's where I want to hopefully we can start a conversation on boundaries for people. I think sometimes the little the little play fights, sometimes they get a little too rough, then it's an accident, or it's just within, let's say you guys are arguing and then it's a heated discussion, someone doesn't know how to let it go. I think that we as a community, as everyone, we should sit down and be where does it actually start? Because it never with every woman I've met, I also who have been in it, it's never just popped out. It's always just the small little things you look over because you're so in love with this person or you just want to know this person. And then it's somewhere down the line, it's damn, how did I get here? I'm scared for my life. So I feel in schools, or I don't know, maybe in class, I don't know, somewhere we can integrate it. We can say, how does this start? What are the signs that we're looking for when it comes to these people? And I think that would help a lot of men in sort of situations, because it doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, men will always be seen stronger. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter if a girl hits a guy and a guy hits back, they're always going to be well, you're stronger. But yeah, I don't know if I'm making sense, so I'm sorry if I don't, but I just feel like when it comes to DV, we need to start like where are these person boundaries, and what do you see in a person that you would not want? Again, like the little, like the play fights or like the arguments or picking on them. Like there's always little things that we miss, and then we get to the part where it gets really bad. That's all I had to say.
Apostle Tommy.
Just to I saw the timer, my bad. Just to respond to them, I don't believe that the difference between men and women when it comes to DV is that women have, compared to men, overly amount of support when it comes to protection. If a man wants to hurt you, they have the red flag laws to take away their pew-pews. Women have DV shelters in almost every major city in America. Men have none anywhere in America compared to women. So
that's not true.
Where that shelter women shelter men. They do.
Exactly.
Same ones that shelter men.
Yeah, the ones that you can't bring your 14-year-old son to. Yes.
Men can go to shelters just like women, and they can go to those same shelters.
It's a domestic violence shelters. I'm not talking about homeless shelters.
You can go to a domestic violence shelter as a man.
Men can go to DV shelters, my guy. You just
No,
made that
can't.
up.
Who's telling you this?
You absolutely can't.
I literally, hold on, time out. Let me calm down. I was going to volunteer for a DV shelter, and I was talking to them, and I was reading their pamphlets, and they literally said in the teachings, I talked to the woman, she said, oh yeah, no, they're for men too. And I was like, oh, okay.
They literally have one in DeKalb, Illinois, like, and that's where I went to school at. They absolutely have one. And so, case in point,
too.
So yeah, so right now is a situation, brother. I get from your perspective where like maybe you haven't heard about that, but we're literally telling you they absolutely exist. So we can't.
And in the UK, they men's rights activist, a woman actually that was in like with men's rights activists, she petitioned, opened up a male DV shelter, and the men didn't fund it, and it closed down in like 6 months. Because even if you opened up shelters for men, there wouldn't be any men in there, and men wouldn't fund it. So saying like, oh, they don't have any DV shelters, that's because men don't need them. Because men don't support.
No, even if what you're saying is correct, I don't believe you saying that men don't need them is nasty work. You're telling me men don't get abused. You're telling me women can't use a what? You're shaking your head. No, so you're telling me that a woman can't bring up a poker and to poke a man. Like that's crazy work, bro.
So real quick,
you're placating the women. You're arguing in bad way.
Let's clarify what we said.
Hold up. Bro, quit being ridiculous, bro. You being ridiculous right now. Please stop being ridiculous, bro. You being dramatic as fuck. That's dramatic. Like, cut it out. No, we don't need it, bro. Like, what the hell is wrong with you?
Yeah, we don't necessarily need a man specific one, but what we're trying to let you know is that men still have access to these areas and services. It's not like no one's saying, oh yeah, now there may be some out there where it's like, oh yeah, men aren't allowed in here. I find that hard to believe. But men absolutely can get access to some of those same services that are provided in domestic violence situations.
That's like saying,
I want to know why men don't need them. Like what? Why don't
because
men
men
need
can protect themselves against women the vast majority of the time.
But see, I will.
Hold on, Bree. I didn't hear. Hold on, Bree. I'm sorry, Becky. I'm sorry. You too. What did you say? I didn't hear you.
I said because men, well, there's twofold. A, the vast majority of women aren't nearly as violent as men are, number one. Number two, men can protect themselves in the vast majority of cases against women. There are very few cases. Like, I can't think of any personally, but I'm sure there are some where men can't protect themselves against women. That's just it doesn't exist. Like it's not a no.
Okay. So if I
I mean, hold up real quick, bro. Hold up.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, for something to be created, it has to be like some type of mass reason for it, not just a couple people. You know what I mean? And if you got 5 people in the whole United States of America that would actually need it, they're not going to create it all over America.
Also, what I was going to say to that is, yes, I do believe that there are men who do need those resources. But I will go back to the oppression statement. The fact that women are more like it's statistically proven that women are more likely to be harassed and be violent, have experienced violent relationships. The reason why there are more instances of places for women to go is because there are more women experiencing that situation. And also, like YouTube was saying, it's funded by women. Like they put money into that. I mean, I'm not saying like it's not fun. I'm saying it's not like
it's funded by the government. It's funded by the government.
It's funded by the government.
Yeah.
Right. But I'm saying like also you have the instance where like, yes, it's funded by the government. It's funded by the government because of the necessity of it. And if we were going to have a space for men to go, it would need to be funded by men because we don't have a situation where the government is funding that because it's not as likely for that to be a need or for a man to even seek that, because there are a lot of things we talk about patriarchy. There are a lot of instances where men will be like, no, that ain't me. Ain't no way she beat me up. And then they end up unalived by a woman that they didn't want to report. You know what I'm saying? There are a lot of instances where these situations just aren't on equal footing. So you have more women's spaces because it's a necessity and it's happening so prevalent.
Are we talking in order or what? Or is it open panel?
Yeah, you were next after Bree Passport because you last person. Then after Passport, the host is gonna open it up how he would like. Go ahead, Passport. You got 3-minute POV, and then back to.
Okay, from a Passport bro, red pillar, patriarchal, traditional.
You're not doing introductions today, bro. Just talk.
I can't introduce myself.
No.
Okay.
Just talk, bro.
All right, and atheist, anti-rainbow perspective. It depends on the type of woman. You have collectivist women and you have individualist women. Individualists are more likely to be self-serving, self-centered, and selfish, and many of them are raised to not trust men. These type of women are more common in westernized civilizations. So being the fact that they're raised to not trust men and they typically have a very pessimistic attitude towards men, they don't think any man is right because they're raised to not trust them. So on the other hand, collectivist women trust men. If they trust men, that means they have an optimistic attitude towards men, which means they're typically looking for Mr. Right because they believe there is a Mr. Right. And they also more believe in the fairy. And in order to have a romantic fairy tale, you have to need a man. That is required for a romantic fairy tale. For example, the fairy tale romance works like this: the woman needs a man, it activates his hero instinct, and he rescues the woman, and they live happily ever after. Typically, like sort of Passport Bros, like that's more of the romantic fairy tale that we practice. But if you don't need a man, you are disqualified from the romantic fairy tale because it requires you to need a man. And so individualists don't need men. So yes, for individualist women, yeah, they're looking to pay their bills. For collectivist foreign women, they're looking for Mr. Right.
Do you really believe this?
You know what? You can challenge my claim, or you can appeal to ridicule, which is a fallacy. You will lose the argument.
Let me stop laughing first, sir.
Well, wait, I still have time. Look, you will lose the argument if I'm not silenced. If I'm not silenced, the only way you won't lose if they silence me. But if I'm allowed to talk, you're going to lose the argument.
No. We're not about to commandeer this.
No matter what anybody says.
Yeah,
no, I didn't say that. I'm telling you to challenge my argument. Just make sure you allow me to respond.
We bother you, Charles. You the smartest guy on the panel. But,
of course I am.
Yeah, don't.
He just went to Cinderella, Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah, but you didn't hear all the other parts, so you're peeling the ridicule. Challenge the argument.
We heard it. We heard it all.
Challenge the argument.
I do want to restate that I don't think that women are looking for Mr. Pay My Bills simply for the fact that the vast majority of men cannot
Can't
pay
pay
a
your
woman's
bills.
So that doesn't make any sense to me to think that women are actively out here looking like the average woman. Of course, again, there are women that are looking for men to pay their bills. And I don't even knock those women because no matter what, the women that get their bills paid or the woman that's going, financially 50-50, they're going to end up losing in the end, right? So I feel like it makes sense for a woman to be like, well, at the very least, I should get my fucking bills paid. Like I don't have no problem with it. I have zero problem with a woman feeling like I need to get my bills paid. I don't believe in the concept of a gold digger. I don't think they exist. Gold diggers don't even it blows my mind. Every single time a man talks about a gold digger or he shows me a trophy wife, I'm like, oh, she had 2 kids right there already. She had 2 kids. How's she a gold digger? She put her life and her body on the line. What did that man put on the line? Some money?
Gold digger is weird too because can't nobody dig for gold if it ain't no gold there being off.
No.
All right.
Breathe. I'm talking specifically about the men who have the gold with the women they perceive to be gold diggers. I'm like, even in those scenarios, that woman is still doing labor for that man. That woman still doesn't have babies. She raising the kids, and y'all up here talking about, oh, she's a gold digger. She is literally raising kids. Like, what are you talking about?
Well, if she's reciprocating, a housewife cannot be a gold digger, right? And plus, in the prompt you said my bills, right? I don't know about if y'all know about traditional women, but if she's traditional and a stay-at-home wife, she doesn't have any bills because they're living together, right? They're living together
in the same spot.
And if they're living in it, yeah, I'm just trying to finish my claim. If they're living in the same house. I'm trying to finish my claim. If they're living in the same house and she's a stay-at-home wife, which means she has more freedom than a working woman, she doesn't, what you mean my bills? She doesn't have any bills.
Okay,
there is no bills.
Okay, but what if she has a car? Is she not driving? What about her car?
Yeah, those are his. She doesn't have any bills. Those are his bills. See, you women are not used to.
I gotta remember.
You're not used to traditional men.
She's not from this country either. She's from somewhere.
Well, you know what? She doesn't have any bills. I understand you women are individualists.
You women, you have to try to get sex.
A lot of you women are individualists, and you don't understand. But
You're
traditional
traveling
women,
the world to find a connection.
ma'am, the goal is to get the best woman on earth, and that's not in America. But please, no personal attacks. No personal attacks, American women. No personal attacks, American women.
He wants to go to every single country. If he find a woman, he can control.
Exactly.
Tell her what to do.
Hey, American women. Hey, American women. Hey, American women. Hey, American women. No personal attacks, American women.
Hey, passport. Real quick.
You don't even know if
anyone
No personal attacks, American women.
Hey, hold on, brother. So the one thing I find like very, very odd when we come down to these situations is not realizing. Everyone likes to throw this thing traditional. But yet when we think about it, in the time in 2025, I don't know why people don't realize that there is a massive social shift in the obligations of what we're doing. Like the world is completely different. I mean, I get, everyone like the story of their grandma, grandpa, or whatever the case is. But when we have that talking point, like we're not a third world country. I'm sorry. There are plenty of opportunities for individuals to be in the same working space, to be in the same fields. And I'm sorry, like when you look at what's going on, in my personal perspective, is nothing more than an improvement. Like we have more educated people, we have more people with access to resources, we have more people out here doing these things. And I get bothered especially when I hear brothers make these points sometimes. Like if you had a daughter, would you be mad at your daughter for being educated, for being a quote independent woman? Would you be upset for your daughter having her degrees and being able to go out into the world and make some of herself? It's very odd when I hear people.
Absolutely not. No, what?
Hold on, brother. Hold on.
Absolutely not. I would be very proud.
Yeah, I find it very odd when I hear men use that point, especially like talking about westernized women. Yes, but also westernized women are some of the most educated women in the world, man. We got to be real about that shit. And it's kind of creepy when I hear people sit here and be like, "Oh yeah, your degree don't mean this." Why wouldn't it? Why shouldn't that degree mean something? Why shouldn't that accomplishment mean something? I don't understand that shit, and it sounds very weak to me when I hear people bring stuff. When people bring stuff like that.
Hey, do you mind if I respond to that, or you want to save them?
Well, hold up real quick. Let me say something first. Long days, you got to keep in mind the mindset of the individual. This is a grown man who's approximately 40-something years old in age, who feels like he can go over halfway across the world. You know what I mean? Find a wife half his age, maybe younger. You know what I mean? She won't be able to speak the language. Only thing she knows is the opportunity that presents itself. This is someone who's looking for a victim. I'm just gonna be realistic.
All right. Hey, do you mind if I respond, or you want to save yourself? If I respond, you're gonna lose the argument. So do you want to? Are you sure you want to? All right. I'm warning you.
Can he please respond uninterrupted?
All right. Okay. So first of all, the words, the meat and potatoes of your argument is all subjective claims. Odd, subjective. What's odd to you may not be odd to someone else. Creepy, subjective. What's creepy to you may not be creepy to someone else. So your whole entire argument was based on subjective claims, meaning you know what? Do you mind if I continue my claim? I'm sorry you're going to lose the argument, but you really are. The only way you won't lose.
I'm listening to you.
I'm just trying to continue to talk. What I do know is African women know the difference between himself and himself. Your women use words that horrible grammar. African women speak way better English than Black American women. For example, a lot of American women say his self. That's not a word. Bro. African women know what I'm just responding to you. You don't want to mention, ma'am, sir. I told you. You're going to lose the argument if I'm not silenced.
You have not.
May I finish my claim, please?
I made a claim. Not responding to
No, I'm responding to the other dude's claim.
Hold on. I made a claim.
There you go, interrupting.
So, sir, I made a claim and I sat here and said that westernized women.
Putting my picture up.
That westernized women.
All right, putting my picture up, you're still going to lose the argument.
So listen, let me ask you a question.
Listen, I didn't even land the plane yet. May I land the plane, please?
Wait a second.
Listen, man.
So let me ask you a question.
I didn't land the plane yet.
I didn't land the plane yet.
Yeah.
Come on, pocket. Go ahead and mute up.
So real quick, the claim that I made is that westernized women are some of the most educated women in the world. Explain to me how that is a false statement in any way, shape, or form.
Straw man fallacy.
That's not a straw man fallacy. It's a fact.
You're arguing the claim. I never said the claims that you made. I never said those claims. I said I did not say that. You argued against the claim I never made. Straw man fallacy. You're going to lose the argument. I said the words you used. I said the words you use to describe men who think like me are all subjective words.
That's fine. That's why I said
so that was my argument.
So once again, but you literally sat here and said almost everything I said was literally based not in fact. So let me ask you a question.
But
can you answer that?
Subjective claims are not facts.
I'll let you go. So answer this question. This is a fact or not? That westernized women are some of the, or if not the most educated women in the world. Yes or no?
Westernized women, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
So, but you still didn't challenge my argument.
What do you
It's just a red herring fallacy. It's a red herring fallacy.
Women are more educated.
No, listen. All right. You want to talk about?
No. We don't care.
Yeah, because you're going to lose the argument. Why? Now, do you mind if I respond to him, or you scared?
No, bro.
Go ahead.
Let people speak.
All right,
other people speak, y'all. Please.
Okay, all right.
Charles, come up here and center himself. This is not a therapy
No,
session,
y'all center me. It's not. I didn't put my picture up. Y'all.
I'm not even about to talk about you. I don't give a fuck about
we about to get to KGR, bro. What are you talking about?
I don't care nothing about what you just said. I just wanted to ask KGR one question. Is that a dating profile?
Yeah, I was trying
that is his Facebook dating profile. We got this 2 years ago.
That's like 7 years old.
He was married. He was telling everyone he was married, and that was his dating profile. He tried to say it was fake, but when you actually read the words, it's literally everything he says verbatim. Additionally, Charles, we know your wife left you. She dropped your ass and left you. So the one you brought over from Ethiopia dealt with your bastard children, and she said, I'm not taking care of these kids anymore. She went and became a live-in nanny for somebody else after she got that green card. So how
Damn,
is
you
that working out
failed.
for you, dude?
Hey,
What
do you mind if I
episode of
respond to that?
Jerry Springer is this?
Now, do you mind if I respond
failed
to?
as a passport,
Listen.
You need to
Ask
take that off of
her.
your resume.
I'm just trying to respond. If it's okay. I'm just trying to respond. Now, the woman that just lied, ask her. Do she have any evidence of these claims, or is she simply lying?
Oh
And
yeah.
ask her,
Do
is
you
it,
want me to get
ma'am,
sincere in here? Do you
I'm
want me
asking,
to get
ma'am, could you please
sincere
not
in
interrupt?
here?
Ma'am,
Do
could you
you
please,
want me to get
ma'am, could you please not interrupt?
sincere in
I'm
here?
just, know what,
We have
host, are we going to be fair or not?
recording.
Because
Man,
every time I talk,
nah, hell
you can't allow people to interrupt.
You're not about to be fair, nigga. Fuck that.
Oh, you're not going to be fair.
Yeah. No, sincere has the live where you admitted you're basically crying.
Okay, so you're not going to be fair.
And you start telling her how your wife left you, and you're so lonely.
Are you going to be all right?
And
listen,
then you
listen.
started
Do you have the
showing
recording
pictures
of
from
that?
your
Listen,
phone, and you were taking weird pictures
ma'am, that's
of little
hearsay.
girls, you pedo.
Ma'am,
That is my problem with you. You are
ma'am. Once
greedy,
again, you know these people are not critical. You know these people are not going to ask. You know these people are not going to ask for evidence. You know they're not going to ask for evidence. So, Ben, if I'll ask you, please play the recording to prove you're not lying, because I know you're lying. And you're not going to play the recording because you're making it up. Listen, whatever you're saying, all I'm saying is show me the evidence.
What does she gain from lying on you?
Hold on, wait. I don't know. Charles,
listen.
Was that hair you had in your profile picture?
You know what? Listen, notice how you guys got off topic because you know you're going to lose the argument. Now, listen. Let's focus on the prompt. Focus on the prompt.
I said you're wrong.
And you know the argument you were losing? Let's focus on the argument that you were losing. Let's focus on the argument.
To you, bro.
Listen, I'm saying focus on the prompt. You know the argument you were losing? No, I'm saying focus on the argument that you were actually losing, which is the prompt.
Bro,
so
you ain't you're not even a passport
panel?
bro.
I'm so confused.
So could we please focus on the prompt so you can continue losing the argument?
You're not even a passport bro no more, bro. You lost her. Like, it's over with.
You're losing the argument, and so you don't want to focus on the prompt. Let's focus on the prompt because because you know you're losing the argument. You look, you see the prompt right there, right?
Bro, she just defeated you, bro.
I'm about the prompt.
Guys. Can we, instead of the anecdotal, like, can we actually add? I want to ask. Can you name something that is an actual fact, something that you could back with a stat or anything like that that gives validity to your point? Because right now, like, a lot of the things you're using are very anecdotal. Like,
all right.
Hold on, brother. Hold on real quick. And this is not me attacking you. I'm not trying to come at you sideways or nothing like that. But right now, you saying, okay, cool. Yeah, African women know the difference between himself and himself. I'm sorry, that's a very minute thing you're talking about. So can you present something, like, no bullshit? Can you present something with some statistical evidence that backs all your claims?
All right, sure. According now, when I start giving you the evidence, don't try to silence me like you always do. Okay, all right. According to a study by Sarah Van Anders, the name of the study is Gender Effects on Testosterone Among Women. Okay, the study shows when women are in dominant positions, they have higher levels of testosterone. Again, the name of the study is Gender Effects on Testosterone. You're going to lose the argument. Okay. Again,
let him go.
I told you you're going to lose the argument. Okay.
Now,
all right. Listen. I'm just trying to respond. You asked the question. I'm just responding. You're going to lose the argument. That's why.
Sir, can you make the point? What was the point?
All right. Throwing personal attack because you know you're going to lose the argument. Okay.
I didn't throw no personal attack.
I'm just trying to finish my claim.
Did your weenie come from?
I'm just trying to finish my claim, please. When women have
hemisphere did your wig
I'm giving him what he asked for, and there you go, interrupting again because you know you're going to lose the argument. Matt,
we want to know what hemisphere your wig.
Sir, you're trying to get off topic because you know you're going to lose the argument. So when women have higher levels of testosterone, listen. Now, when women are in dominant roles, even if they're acting like they're in dominant roles, they have higher levels of testosterone. What does testosterone do to women? It causes them to be aggressive, easily. I'm just responding. You're going to lose the argument. It causes them to be aggressive. It causes them to be irritable. You're going to lose the argument. And it also, I'm just responding. It also lowers oxytocin levels. You're going to lose the argument. And oxytocin is literally the pair bonding hormones, which could explain their high divorce rates. Also, being the fact that Black American women are the most overweight women in the country. When women are overweight, you're interrupting because you know you're going to lose the argument. You're interrupting because you know you're going to lose the argument. I'm just stating facts here. He asked me to state facts. You're going to lose the argument.
Study, and you're wrong.
No, I'm absolutely right. It was a peer-reviewed study. It was a peer-reviewed study.
And they actually were looking for cognitive versus emotional. They were talking about anything aggressive.
That's the wrong study. What
no,
study
it's
are you
not.
looking at?
You said Anders. I looked up Anders.
No. But you have the name of the study. What's the name of the study? Ma'am, Anders did lots of studies. You can't just get the name. She did lots of studies.
What's the name of the study?
So the name of the study, ma'am, I'm talking about the study called Gendered Effects. Listen, Gendered Effects on Testosterone. The reason why it's based on the reason why it's based on facts. No one, they just keep interrupting because you know you're going to lose the argument.
Hold on, Charles.
Hold on. This shit is trademark for that shit.
KGR, pull the picture back up one more time for me.
Yeah, because you know what? They don't want to have an intellectual discussion.
No, you're wrong.
All right, what's the name of the study? What's the name of the study?
Effects on gender and testosterone and gender relationships, whatever. That's
No.
You
didn't even say it right. All you're doing is repeating what I said, and putting my picture up doesn't mean you're still going to lose the argument.
If she repeated what you said, then you're
going back to this fifth grade stuff. You're still going to lose the argument, ma'am. The study was published.
I'll take which.
Yep, and you're still going to lose the argument.
Hey, that nigga got
still going to lose the argument.
Men and women is what it was. And it was talking about emotional and cognitive. It was not talking about aggression. Yes, it was. I looked it up. It's right here on my.
All right, put it up in the big screen. Put it up in the big screen.
You gonna pull it up in the big screen?
Put it up in the big screen.
Nah, we looking at your hair hat.
Yeah. Okay. So you don't care about facts. You don't care about facts. But listen. You would rather put my picture up rather than studies.
Hold on.
I looked up the study.
You would rather put my picture up.
Emotional and cognitive. You're doing a whole bunch of nonsense that's not true.
We need to study this picture.
This shows
to the bottom of this shit. Hold up, fella. We need to get to the bottom of this shit. Hold up, passport. So what the dating profile say, KGR?
Okay, now before we get into that, hold on. Before we get into that, please, I have one question. This is important. Is that a selfie fam or somebody holding the camera?
Focus on the prompt, losers. Listen, you can't even talk about your own topic because you know you're going to lose. What about
your answer? Tell me, is that a selfie or was somebody holding the camera, gang?
You the new topic. You literally got off topic to avoid losing the argument.
You are the topic.
No one knows the topic. You are. Yeah.
Bro, is it a selfie,
you not
gang?
even a passport, bro.
Is that a selfie, bro?
Because you know you're not going to lose. Because you know you're going to lose.
You said you were married.
What is the date? What is the date of that? What is the date on that?
Doesn't matter. The version of you at some point.
No, I said find the date. I said find the date on the picture.
I hope it say
Are you married?
No, I said find the date. No, I am married. That's why I said find the date on the picture.
If you're married, how come on your TikTok of September 5th, you have a video of random pictures of yourself, even half naked, but you added like 50 different women?
No, it's only my wife.
It's currently on your page right now.
Right. It's all those pictures of my wife.
The same woman. Your wife made over 55.
No, it's the same. Listen, and play the video right now. Listen, you got off topic because you know you're going to lose the argument.
There's
I'm
no
not going to let you
argument.
forget about that.
Why
can't you focus on topic?
But you're married.
Why can't you focus on the topic? Because you know you're gonna lose.
I think your wig.
That's why.
Look, if I had to guess, it's synthetic, right? It
You
ain't
got
real.
predators.
You know what? I would say the prompt is synthetic. Remember
No, your wig.
the prompt?
No, your wig.
No, the prompt is synthetic. No, the prompt is synthetic because you're losing the argument.
Hey,
and that's why you don't even want to listen. I guarantee you, you're gonna start back talking. Listen, I guarantee you gonna
nigga.
I guarantee you're gonna start back talking about the topic after I leave because you're scared to talk about the topic while I'm here. Listen. When I leave, that's when you're gonna get back on the topic because you know if I'm in the room, because you know if I'm here, you're gonna lose. You're gonna lose the debate.
Leave.
Listen. Let's talk about the prompt before I leave because you're gonna know you're gonna lose. No. Let's talk about the topic. You're afraid to talk about the topic when I'm here. What a bunch of cowards you are!
You just ignorant, man,
afraid to talk about the topic when I'm
You
here.
just ignorant.
No, listen. I want to talk about the topic.
You an ignorant troll, and you
I'm trying to talk about
came here to piggyback off God Solo's followers. You're a troll. You have across your forehead. I would not bring kids with them
I'm telling you to get it.
I don't care what you have to say because
I'm begging you to get on topic.
You're irrelevant.
Why is the moderator telling you to stay on topic?
You started talking about a study that you incorrectly quoted.
Listen,
so you're wrong.
He didn't read that study, man.
In the prompt. You won't put the prompt. You won't.
There is no study.
There is a prompt. There is a study.
No, it is a study. He's just wrong about it.
No. Listen. I said put it in the prompt.
It's wrong. He's not even
right,
about
put it
what
in the
he's
prompt
spewing.
Yeah. Notice. I'm telling her to show the evidence, and she won't.
He gaining energy off of this, y'all. The more y'all talk about it,
I'm telling you to put it in the prompt.
Feed me.
Host. Put that study in the prompt.
You find it. You do that work.
Listen, I get the study. Wait. Listen.
Hold on, fella.
Hey, his van got roll-up windows.
Let me tell you why I'm not putting that study in the prompt, because it don't even make sense to what we was talking about.
No, he asked me for study to support my claim. I said when women are educated, they're more likely to be in dominant roles. They're more likely to be in dominated roles.
So what you want?
Y'all want to talk about educated women. So I just responded. Remember,
so you're saying, so let me get this clear. You're saying you want an uneducated woman?
I want a woman to be. Hold on, I'm trying to respond. I want a woman to be. Listen. I want a woman to be educated in being a good wife.
He wants to grow.
Gotcha.
No, you
gotcha.
didn't. You really
yes, I did. I want a woman to be educated and being a good mother and a good wife.
That says more about you than it does the woman.
No.
You ain't got me, my nigga. Trust me, you ain't got me.
What man doesn't want a good wife?
She can't have an education to better herself without being a bad wife.
Who prefers
that don't make sense, bro.
It don't make sense.
It doesn't make sense to have a good wife.
You not listening, my nigga. You gonna get me irritated.
Because
listen.
Hold up, Juicy. What it says is basically you want a woman that makes you her whole existence.
No, I said I want a woman that'd be a good wife. That's what I said.
Not even pages. He has conversations about
what's wrong with having a woman that's a good wife?
You don't want her to who will wash your clothes, clean your house.
No, I said no. Listen, again, according to the study that you refuse to put up because you know you're going to be proven wrong. I said the study. I said the study shows women in dominant roles have higher levels of testosterone, in which makes them aggressive. You won't put the study in the prompt because you know
women don't. Oh my God.
Go ahead, KGR.
Okay, so here's the deal. The thing about what you said, Charles, was actually stupid because testosterone, especially excessively high levels of testosterone, have been found in women specifically from northern South Africa. It's one tribe. Literally, they had to take testosterone reducing things when they competed in the Olympics because the only thing testosterone does is cause increased muscle mass, means you can build muscle quicker, and more hair growth. That is it. That's all. That's all testosterone does. It just makes you bigger and hairier.
And that's why you bald.
Anybody can Google it right now. Listen. Google it right now and say the effects on testosterone among women. It's going to say it causes them to be aggressive. Listen, anybody can Google this.
Google it.
Listen,
You're so adamant about it, then you Google it.
It simply said fat women have higher levels of testosterone. Maybe that's why Black American women are aggressive.
That's not.
Fat women, it is a fact.
That is absolutely untrue.
No,
Women
it's
who
not.
are overweight tend to have higher
the
levels
type
of
of
cortisol.
testosterone, androgen. Know what? You're just mad because I'm telling the truth.
No, I don't think you so.
No. Anybody can look this up. Anybody can look this up. Women, when they're fat, like a lot of Black American women, you have higher levels of testosterone,
your mom?
and that's why you're so aggressive.
As a fat woman, I just have to say that it does not have anything to do with testosterone. Usually it has to do with estrogen and your inability to lose fat in the same way that men do. So it does
doesn't
not have
change
anything
the fact
to do with
that fat women have higher levels of androgen, which
No,
is a
they
type of.
Okay,
No, they
your
don't.
educational background, like, do you have?
He has none. He's
go
a
put up the studies.
You
Hey, put up the studies. See if you want to put anything in the
So,
book box.
hold up. So we all, you said we all have more testosterone and everything.
No, I
That's why
didn't
we
say
have
all. I
long,
didn't
luscious.
say
That's
all.
why we have long, luscious hair and beautiful bodies, while you bald and looking like a predator.
Ma'am, and that's why you're known to be. Everybody knows you're aggressive. I'm just giving them the explanation to help you.
If she's aggressive, then you're
And
sassy.
now they can say, "Oh, that's why they're aggressive
You're
because of the
sassy.
testosterone."
You're sassy.
And at least they have an explanation now why they all know you're aggressive, and now they have a reason why you're aggressive.
Are you getting off by arguing with me?
Know what? There goes
You
the
know he
influx,
got- you
typical
know he got
American
his-
women.
his shit in
Look,
his
no,
hand.
listen. You know what? Here's the common pattern. Here's the common pattern. You lose the argument.
Cook and clean, because I would be sick as hell if I get a pretty bitch and she don't make no money and then she can't cook. I wouldn't know what to do with my life.
That's what a pretty bone is. Okay.
No,
okay,
pretty
okay,
bitches
listen.
still cook. I know a few pretty bitches that don't got no money, but you can
Okay, hold on, Joey. We're gonna circle right back around and have open panel. Let's welcome in the YouTuber, Mr. YouTuber. Welcome to the panel. Thanks for joining.
Man. So we gonna
Get a little whiskey.
What's that? To answer this problem, men love harder than women. True or false? And by harder we mean like more deeply. Then no, men don't love harder. I don't even think most men even know how to love. To be honest with you. Yeah, I would say absolutely not. I think that's funny. I've seen men ask this question a few times, and I've always wondered like what prompts men to think that this is even a question. But yeah, I answer it. I don't think men love harder than women. Women teach men how to love. Like the person you think of when you think of love, when you think of like, have I ever felt love in my life? It was from a woman. It was from your mama. It was from your granny. It was from some woman that you dated. It was from a woman. You don't think of a man. When you think of how to love, you don't think of your daddy first. I guarantee you, in 99% of the cases, you don't think of your homies. You don't think of your uncles. You don't think of you think of your grandma. You think of your mama. You think of your first crush. You know what I'm saying? Like you think of women the first time you think of any. And I'm not even talking about loving you necessarily most of the time. Even when you just like how somebody treats somebody else, how somebody else shows somebody else how to love. That's the person you look at. You look at a woman first for a man. So yeah, men don't love harder than women. I don't even think that's a question.
Okay. I know you would agree with him, but let me just say this: this dude is a panda bear. He's a panda bear.
Calm down.
He like to play devil's advocate.
Calm down, misogynist. The same way you like to take you like to
This
go
is
against the
fact.
grain. If I say go left, you
he's
gonna
a-
go right just because.
No.
Nah, I'm gonna have to agree, man.
Calm down.
You gonna have to agree. Hold up.
I said I'm gonna have to
men
agree
love
with
weight.
the fact that I don't believe that women love harder than men.
Okay, but let me
Hold on, everybody. Hold on. It's open.
Oh my
panel.
God.
We got to go one at a time so we can hear one another. Let's go one at a time.
We can agree to disagree, but let's just keep it respectful. Go ahead, YouTube. I think he had one to respond.
Yeah, I just want to respond to that. I don't know this man from Adam, right? But he knows me apparently, and that's fine. A lot of people know me. That's cool. But I find it odd that when I'm in these conversations, instead of you going against my talking points, you attack me personally. You don't think that that's weird? Like, if I'm so wrong, why wouldn't you just be able to be like, nah, I disagree, and this is why? Because I don't know you. I already know you're a weirdo, but I don't need to attack you personally. I'll just attack what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever you say from henceforth, I never have to say anything about you. I won't look at your profile. You know what I'm saying? I won't look at how dirty your fingernails are, nothing. I'll literally just talk about you, what you're saying specifically. Can you do the same for me? Or do you want me to get personal?
Wait, who are you calling out?
I'm talking to this dude up here, misogynist. That's it.
No,
I'm just asking a question. I feel like that's a fair question if we're going to have the conversation. Or if you can contend with my points, do so. If you want to get personal, I get surgical with this shit.
Let him get surgical.
Okay.
Let him get
You
surgical.
can get surgical. You can get surgical.
Let him get surgical.
Hold on, guys. Let's keep it respectful.
Hilarious.
Yeah,
Come on.
guys.
Hey, y'all gonna get the live shut
Let's
down.
not attack. Yeah, let's not attack no one. Let's not get too personal. Like I say, I feel like we all adults. We need to carry ourselves like adults, right? Yeah, we can agree to disagree, but let's just please keep it respectful.
Okay.
Yeah, respectful.
So first
but
off,
let him get surgical.
I was finna address your points. I got cut off by the host, and
Can I ask
and
a
everybody
question?
else started talking. I'm
No,
getting cut off
you
again.
can address it, but you can address it, God. But let's just keep it respectful.
And the reason why I call you a panda bear, because you know that's your reputation on TikTok. Like I had a conversation with you. I already knew off rip you was finna come up here and say something about
Am I tripping?
women. Huh?
Did you not hear what the host just said? Address what I said. If you don't want me to get
I'm addressing everything.
I'm gonna be respectful to the panel and to the host.
You're not gonna tell me how to respond.
Sir, the host just
You're not finna tell me how to respond.
The host just told you, not me.
Hey, Dynel, do you got a different prompt to put up?
Yeah. We gonna move on to a new. We gonna move on to a new topic, you guys. We gonna move on.
When
to
y'all for you guys to debate,
It's just too much. We don't got time for the arguing. It's been easy sailing. Pub, I've seen you on multiple lives. You're a cool dude.
I think we established that men love harder.
Just calm down. He said, "Man,
I'm calm.
Appreciate the roses, Miss Jessica. We got 75.
This dude.
Right. But let's not get personal. God, let's just stick to what's up here on the prompt.
Yeah,
what's the We all grown. I'm finna throw a new prompt up. But meanwhile, we got 78 people, 79 people in the live. Let's continue to double tap the screen. Let's make sure we're sharing the live out as well. Let's make sure we're grabbing our daily heart me's. If you haven't followed me, make sure you see your boy a follow. Welcome to the live. Peace and abundance to everybody. But I'm gonna change the prompt right now.
Oh shit. Y'all gotta, if y'all gonna talk this out, I was good, but maybe back and forth. This ain't no street fight, you know what I mean?
No, it is. That's what his audience want.
Well, I mean,
Okay. Okay, we got a new topic up on the prompt. Has the men today in society failed the women? If so, how have they failed them? We'll start at the top with God, and we'll work.
No, I'm just kidding.
We'll work our way down. But we'll start with God up here at the top.
hot garbage.
Have we failed women? In what way have we failed women?
Because they be getting
I would say
like 24/7. I'm just gonna say, I don't think I failed any woman. I be trying to be nice as hell.
But men as a whole, like how have we failed women? I don't see that. I guess we fail women in a way because we coddle y'all. We don't raise the standard for your everyday women. Like that's where we failed at. Now y'all lack of respect, like self-respect. You don't respect the man. You don't respect your fathers. The only women that respect men is because they had a father in their life. They had some type of man in their life that took care of them. But for the most part, even sometimes they can have a father, but they don't teach them to respect men. Just general respect. They don't teach
But
them
what does
that
that have
shit.
to
What
do
they
with
teach
how
them,
men
what they
fail
teach them
to
is
women in society? What does that have to do with that? You just went and started to bash on women when the question says, has the men today in society failed the women? What does that have to do with the man
that's
failing women?
how they failed them. I said they failed them by not raising them to have self-respect. They failed them by coddling them, so that's making women weaker. They failed them by not teaching them to control their emotions. They failed them by teaching them how.
But women control their emotions more than
how
men.
to get a man. How to get a man is by this materialistic, superficial shit. They tell them to prioritize money over like actual real love. That's how they fail them.
But who teaches them that? Who teaches them that? Like
men. I'm telling you, the men.
Okay, I'm gonna just give mine. I'm gonna just get mine next because I don't know. I feel like some men has failed, the women today because we're not even able to turn certain men down anymore or be protected by certain men. I just seen a woman get called all different types of B's and H's and get called.
Interact with them the most. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, just so y'all know, they ended the live. They ended the live. My bad. It wasn't me. They ended it. Then I just started my own live. Like, fuck it. I like live hopping, y'all. I do that shit all the time. That's why I was like, fuck it. I'm gonna throw it on YouTube so y'all can see because it'd be funny. It'd be funny live hopping, man. It'd be funny live hopping. I ain't gonna even hold y'all. That shit funny as hell. Shout out to Cameron, man. I'm gonna read these super chats. I couldn't read them when I was on, obviously. Thank you. I appreciate you, Cameron. Cameron said, thank you for what you do, man. I appreciate you, brother. Portia said, drop. You know, you know who you are, dummy. If I'm ever on there, y'all want me to drop, y'all know what to do. I'll drop for the 50. I'll move on. And definitely rest in peace to Asada Shakur, man. Rest in peace to Asada Shakur today. She passed away, man. I was just talking about that earlier. I had posted about it earlier too, man. Yeah, crazy, wicked work. I saw a video of her. I fell in love all over again. I was like, damn, shit was crazy. But yeah, rest in peace to Asada Shakur for sure. I appreciate y'all joining us. We in this thing right now though. We gonna get it. Y'all see what I do, man. I be moving around. I be on them panels. I come into them rooms. I smack niggas up. They crash out. That shit, that nigga, I was finna make that nigga crash out in 5 seconds. And look, just so y'all know, now y'all see what I be talking about. Anybody that don't understand, do you see what I be saying now? How I just came in the live. I didn't say, I don't know nobody on the panel. I didn't know the host. I didn't know nobody on the panel. I didn't know anybody. All I did was address the prompt. That was all I did. They said, address the prompt. I said, cool, let me address the prompt. I addressed the prompt. As soon as I addressed the prompt, the niggas started attacking me. Oh, he a panderer, he da-da-da-da-da. Man, yeah, I know the panel, the live ended. They ended the whole live. I don't know what happened. But as soon as he said that the whole the whole shit just it's over. I'm like, okay. And then I give them a chance. But look, then they be trying to gaslight me, act like I'm crazy. So after somebody says that about me, if I was just to be like, shut your bitch ass up, am I the problem? Because they will try to act. I guarantee you, if I would have really went back at him like he came at me, they would have been like, oh no, calm down, y'all. No. But then I gave him a chance. I said, hey, you can shut the fuck up about me, or I can get personal. Because when I get personal, the whole panel, they don't know how to act. As soon as I start talking, niggas start crashing out. When y'all say shit about me, I don't crash out. That's me matching your energy is not me crashing out. I'm just matching your energy. I ain't mad. I ain't upset. I'm just letting you know if you want to talk shit, I'm not about to sit there. I'm not no scholar. This is not a scholarly debate, my nigga. We are not at fucking Cambridge. We are not at Oxford. We're not at Harvard. We are on TikTok in a live of a nigga that can barely read past the 5th grade. If you talk shit about me and you don't want to have a conversation and I'm gonna stay up here, I'm gonna talk shit about you. When they go low, I go lower. I don't think I'm going to hell. Like, what the fuck is y'all talking about? Why do you think I'm still here and I didn't get caught up in the rapture? Why do y'all think I'm still here and I ain't up in the upper room with Jesus in it? Because when they go low, I go to hell. I go straight to Hades. I'm a phone a friend. You know what I'm saying? I'm calling up Satan himself. Is you stupid or is you dumb? Y'all, you crazy. You think you about to just be talking about me, taking shots for no reason. I ain't even say nothing about you, my nigga. I ain't even say nothing about that man. All I addressed was the prompt. And the prompt was, look, y'all, the prompt was, who loves harder, men or women? Who loves harder, men or women? I said, oh, easy, women. And here was the funniest thing. The host agreed with me. The host was in the comments like, nah, I agree. He did the little clapping sound, everything. This nigga talking about, oh, he pandering. So who, the host? The man? What are you talking about? It was niggas in the comments that agreed. It was men in the comments that agreed. The host agreed. Only you and the dummy. There was another dummy on the panel that was like, no, I actually disagree. How do you disagree with who loves harder? If you think men love harder, then go date men. I hate to pull that let me pull the rabbit out the hat on y'all niggas. If you think men love harder, go date men, my guy. There are plenty of men to go date, my nigga. They would love to have you. I believe in you. I think you can get a date with a man. Go date on a man. Go date on a non-binary person if you want to. I don't give a fuck. But if we're talking about women, women love harder than men. Is this a fucking joke? Is it, are we playing? Or are we serious or are we playing? Because I'll be dead fucking serious. I don't understand that shit at all. The nigga said I was pandering. I said, bro, when you think about all the people who when you think about love, you think about a woman. You either think about a woman that raised you or you think about a woman that loved on you. How was that pandering? That's why I know y'all just be saying the shit. No, y'all just be saying it just because I'll be upsetting your soul. If you ask the man who has loved you in your lifetime, who do you feel like has given you unconditional love? A man will not pop in your head. A man will not pop in your head. Thanks, Shannon. A man is not popping in your brain. If you close your eyes, you say, hey, close your eyes. Close your eyes. Think about a person. When you think about love, think about that person. Close your eyes. My dad. Nope, lies. My coach. Nope, not your coach. It's a fucking woman. 99.99999% of the time, it's a woman. I don't know what to tell you, brother. 99.9% of the time, it's a woman. That's what I'm saying. That's all I was saying. And everybody knows that. Like, that's not even husband, not more than my mama. Exactly. I'm not understanding why is that up for debate. I didn't even think that was up for debate. You know what I'm saying? Like, how was that even up for debate? I don't even understand that. That's crazy. But somehow, some way, that's up for debate. Okay. It's like you can't, like, the default setting, the default setting for those men is just to say, that's how you know right there. Like, that right there was a perfect exercise in why you can't listen to men. That's why I don't listen to me. That's why I don't seek validation from men. That's because, so you're telling me the only way for me to be validated by men in that particular case would have been for me to say that men love harder than women. Men love more deeper, more unconditionally, more consistently. You're telling me that men love more? In what way? How? How? I literally can't imagine, like, in what way? It's even quantifiable to some degree. To some degree, it's quantifiable, right? Because if you look at the rates of AB, and if men are responsible for the majority of AB, then that means how can men love the most and love the hardest, but also be responsible for the most AB? That's crazy. Men don't love themselves. Men don't love themselves. Men love validation from other men. Men don't love themselves, though. If they love themselves, they wouldn't seek validation from other men. Men love things. Men love feelings. You know what I'm saying? They love, the way Smex makes them feel, all that stuff. They don't love, like, people, even themselves. To love yourself is a, you know what I'm saying? That's where the love should start, loving yourself. But it never starts there. Your background loud, brother.
Hey, what's up? How you doing, brother? What's up?
I'm good, man.
What are you complaining about this time, public? Yeah, man, I appreciate you anyway. I think we need more men like you to keep pandering to these women. We need more men like you, okay? And it's all right. And no hard feelings. I love what you do, okay? But you need to stop lying to these women, public. I know you're trying to make money of these women, and but you need to start telling the women the truth, okay? That's the only way you can help them, instead of you just blabbing and making all these, and exactly what you're saying. Men love harder than women. If a man doesn't have the resources to provide for the family, you have a wife, for Christ's sake. You provide roof, shelter, food for your whole family. If you don't have that, nobody's going to be with you in the first place. So, men,
that's not true. Wait, that's not true. How are you telling me about I met my wife when I was dirt poor. And there have been many a times when she made the majority of the money, and there have been many a times when I made the majority of them. I've been with her for 18 years. There's been a bunch of financial ups and downs. Like, I haven't been, like, providing, you know what I'm saying? Like, recently, you know what I'm saying? And like, in 13 years ago,
but you pay 90% of the bills in that house, probably.
I pay all the bills.
You do. Absolutely.
Now,
okay.
Hold on, brother. This is year 18 in my marriage. You see what I'm saying?
Okay. All right. So, well, you pay 90% of the bills right now, and you can do that for the rest of your life. Can she do that? Can she do that? Hell no.
Yeah. Not to get. Hold on. Wait. Here's what
Hell
I'm saying.
no,
Hold on, brother. Hold on. OD. Do not project yourself onto me. No diddy. So, and not to get too much into my wife's business, but my wife has a master's degree. She was a school psychologist for 5 years-ish, somewhere around there. When she quit working, she made $145,000 a year.
Okay,
so but so my wife could pay. My wife. Hold on. Listen. Don't just skip over that part, because you just made an assertion and you're 100% wrong. My wife could pay for all of our bills if she needed to. She can go back to work.
That's a lie. That's a lie. She can't do it for a lifetime. She's not designed to pay the bill for a lifetime. No, she won't. She's not designed to carry the financial burden for a lifetime.
Brother, she has, sir, I'm a high school dropout. My wife has a master's degree. You're telling me that she's not capable of carrying our family financially? She's not built for it? You don't know what you're talking about. I'm in the relationship. How are you telling me? I'm the man in the relationship.
Okay, let's give it time. Don't use for another 5 years.
I've been with her for 18 years.
If you don't pay, for 18 years, if you don't pay the bills for a lifetime, if you don't pay the bills for 5 years, she's gonna kick you out of the house.
That's not true.
That's telling you, brother.
It depends on, hold on, wait, OD, stop. Again, you're just making stuff up. You can't tell me about my wife and my situation. You can't even talk for most men. But if you're talking about me specifically, it would depend. Hold on, let me explain to you. I'm not saying you're wrong from one perspective. If I chose just because to not work and to not be productive in my relationship, yes, my wife will leave me. Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
I would expect her.
Exactly.
But hold on, no, not exactly. Yeah. But if for some reason I wasn't able to pay all my bills, and it had nothing to do with me. Just like whatever happened, I wasn't able to do. I became disabled. Whatever, my wife would never leave me. Those are two different things.
How do you know that? How do you know that?
I know. You talking about the woman I've been with for 18 years? I know her.
No, I need to commend you for being a man, for being married for 18 years. That's a beautiful thing.
I've been married for 14. But I've been with her for 8.
For 14. Okay, yeah. All right, that's beautiful. But if you don't lead your household,
how long have you been married? OD, how long have you been?
I've been married for 6 years. All right.
Married for 6 years.
I got two wives. Okay, I listen, guys. Okay, women. No, I'm in Africa. I can have multiple wives if I want to. Okay, let me tell you something, brother. Women are not designed to pay the bills for a lifetime. If you don't get your ass out,
it's just a lie. I'm not in Africa. I'm in America. The women in America are not as oppressed as the women in Africa. That's why you got 2 wives. You couldn't get a half a wife in America. But the women in America
even if I'm in America, I can still get 2 wives.
I'm gonna tell you something else. I'm gonna tell you something else about women in general, Africa or America. I'm pretty sure it's the same. So there was a study that was just done, right? And I love this study. I'm gonna cite it every single time. They just did a study where they basically asked the women and the men in a relationship to keep a journal, right? So it's self-reported, but the men and the man and the woman both kept journals, and they kept data. They tracked. What they tracked was the mood. They tracked their mood and the mood of their partner when they would come home from work every day, right? And essentially, at the end of the study concluded that when the men have bad days at work emotionally, they come home and essentially take it out on their families. When the women have bad days at work emotionally, they come home and there is no difference.
Women can have bad days.
Hold on, listen. Hold on, OD.
Women,
do not
I get what
listen.
you said.
OD,
right.
Brother. You have to listen to not respond. You have to listen to understand. Listen to what I'm saying. Your assertion is that women are not built to pay the bills. But this would actually listen to why I disagree. Listen. The study proved that men are actually the ones that aren't built to work and to come home and show up for their families. Therefore, they're the ones who aren't built to work. That's what that proves. That's what that proves. If the man was built to provide, he would not only be able to go out in the world and work and make a living, he would also be able to come home and show up for his family. Because you have to do both. It does. No
what are you talking about? I agree. Listen, I agree.
You're not listening to that. Hold on. How does it? Wait. OD,
can I respond?
No, you can't. But I want you to respond to what I'm asking you. How doesn't? How don't you understand what I'm saying? What don't you understand about?
I understand what you said. Women are not designed to carry the family burden.
That's not. Hold on. But why? But listen. Every study points to the opposite of that. Every study points to the opposite of that. The amount of labor women do in the home when they make more money than the man versus when she makes the same or less money than the man. The woman who makes more money than the man does more labor in the home, not only than the man, she does more labor in the home than she would if she made the same amount or less money than the man. That's another study that proves that women are built to go out and make the money. So I'm not understanding. There's nothing, you can't substantiate that claim. And I'm asking you to tell me what don't you understand about what I'm saying.
Can you give me an honest, I understand everything you're saying,
This is an
but
honest
I want you to
answer.
give me an honest answer.
Everything I'm
Okay,
saying is
now,
honest.
how many women right now is paying the bills in your household for a lifetime? How many women
That's,
are doing
I don't
it
know,
in the United States, in
25%
Africa,
of women,
all around the
25% of married women, 25% of married women are the breadwinners. Or I'm sorry, are the sole providers, 25%.
world? That's a lie. Where is
That's
the
not
stat
a
to back
lie.
that up? It
No,
is a
look at
lie,
it.
public.
You don't
Come
know
on now.
shit.
Public, listen.
You don't, OD,
I appreciate
stop,
you.
stop.
I appreciate you, brother,
You
but
don't know shit. You don't
okay, in
read
your household,
shit.
you are
You don't
you are
read
the breadwinner in
anything.
your
You
household,
don't read
right?
no studies.
Come on,
You
public.
don't read no data. You ain't read
Okay, hold
shit.
on.
25%
No,
of
no,
women
you
are,
can't
are,
back
are
that up.
either, I can't. I've done it. I've done it on my life. 25%
I've done it on my
of
life
women.
too,
No, you
multiple
haven't. No, you
times.
haven't.
Okay,
No, you haven't.
you
You
don't
live in
bring that
Africa.
stat.
You don't even know shit about America. I'm talking about in America.
Who
In
told you
America,
that?
huh? You just told me that.
Who told you that?
You just
Okay,
told me
no,
that.
I did not tell you that. Okay, listen, a lot
You
of women
did.
in the United States are independent. Hold on. So why do we have so many successful independent women in the United States and they can't find a man? A lot of them don't want to
That's
date
that's
down.
has
They don't want to
wait. That's irrelevant to what I'm saying. That's irrelevant.
It's not
That's
relevant.
that is
Okay?
a hold on. That is a straw man argument. It has nothing to do with what I'm saying. You just pivoted. So let's stick to what I'm saying. Don't run away from it. Here's what y'all do,
I'm
bro.
not
I'm not.
running away. I
Sir,
don't
OD,
run away.
OD, you run. I'm not a dummy. You can't do them dumbass tricks on me and pivot. Nobody is talking about a man getting a. Nobody's talking about a woman getting a man or keeping a man. We are talking about a woman's ability to not only provide for her family financially, but to show up for her family in the house, right? Men are not capable of doing both, and we are barely capable of doing one.
No, that's a lie. They start you talking
not
about.
a lie.
They start you talking about that single mother. Single mothers are the one
Talking
providing
about
for the
single
family.
mothers.
Okay, that's
I'm
the
not
start
talking
you're
about single mothers. No,
because the
you're
black
not gonna lie.
community
OD,
is single
stop.
mothers.
Stop. I'm not
Can
talking
we
about
pull up
single
start
mothers.
right now? Let
I'm
me
not
put it on my
talking about
screen.
single mothers. I'm
All
not
right.
talking about single mothers. I'm not. Has nothing to do with single mothers. You're not gonna. You
Mothers
are
are
not
the
going to get
breadwinner.
out of this. You're not gonna move around. Contend with the point.
No.
The
Can we
point
put up?
is,
See, I need a
men
debate.
are not built.
We need a
Men are
debate
not
going
built. Not only aren't men aren't built to take care of families economically because most men are not. Most men are not interested in being educated. That's the number. That's a huge indicator. That's a huge indication of men not being willing to provide for their family for a lifetime. Right? That men are so uninterested in being educated. That's number one. Number two, men are uninterested in emotional development. Right? We don't want to be we don't want to show up for our partners emotionally. We don't want to get our emotional affairs in order, things of that nature, right? We don't want to learn EQ, emotional intelligence. We don't want to have anything to do with that. That's a huge part of it as well. What men want to do is they want to make $50,000 a year, $65,000 a year, whatever they can make, right? Whatever they're with. They want to get a woman that is willing to conform and to mold and to shape themselves and bend themselves into a pretzel to be in a relationship with that man. Men are not interested in actually being providers. The vast majority of men in this country, I don't know about
Are
in
you
Africa.
included in? Are you part of that man? Because you said your wife was the breadwinner.
Again,
So
I'm not talking about
are you
every
part of that
man.
man? You are part of the man you're talking
I'm
about
not.
now because your wife she was the breadwinner in your household, for Christ's sake. You can't even pay
She
the
was.
bills. You can't lead. So you are part of the man you're complaining about.
I'm not.
You
though.
are.
I'm
Look
not.
yourself in the mirror, brother.
Hold on, wait. But OD, in this particular instance, I'm not. I am a part of the problem in so many other ways and have been, no doubt about it. But on this one, I'm not. And I am the provider. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
No, you said you did. You said you were to provide that for some time. She decided to support you, and it's okay. All right. Now for 18 years, she decided to support you while you're broke. Now you're the breadwinner. Absolutely.
OD.
So you are.
You're just making up stuff. Again, there was times in my relationship when I paid all the bills and she paid none. And then there were times in our relationship. After I'm talking about when we like got married. There were times in our relationship when I paid all the bills and she paid none. Then there were times in our relationship when she made significantly more money than me, but all the time I made money. I never didn't have a job since we've been married. I've always had a job. But
so what's the difference?
But she made more money because she made more money, and she could. And because your point initially was, your wife can never pay all the. And I was like, she could pay all the bills. What are you talking about? And then
no, she can't. No, she can.
Sir, she can.
No,
she can. And she can, and she did.
Can't do it. For how
Sir,
long did she
stop
pay the
telling
bill?
me
For how
about
many
my
years?
wife. Stop telling me about my
It's
wife.
not about. I'm not talking about your wife. I'm talking about. I know. No,
You're talking about women in general, and you don't know shit
I'm not
about
talking
women
about women in general. Absolutely.
You don't know women in general. You don't know shit about women.
I do know women.
You know nothing about them.
Hold on, public.
Okay.
Public, I respect you. Okay, listen, I appreciate what you're doing also, but women are not designed to pay the bills for a lifetime. If they pay the bill for 5 years, they start nagging, they start complaining. They say, you got to get a job. I can't do this alone.
You
I'm tired. Women are not designed to do that.
You know,
okay?
you know why? You know why? Hold on, you're missing the.
Why?
This is how I know you don't know shit about relationships. Because even in those instances, women don't nag. Even in those instances, what's happening is, right? I know 2 stay-at-home fathers. I know 2 stay-at-home fathers, right? One of them is divorced. One of them is still married.
Weak men.
They're not weak. Neither one.
They
of
are
them
weak men.
They're not. You don't know shit about
man that can't pay the bills are weak men.
No. They could. They just one of them again. One of the men has a fucking BA from USC, and his wife has a fucking high school diploma. It's literally because he is better suited to take care of the children than she is. He is more nurturing. He is more patient. He is more organized. So they made the decision because she made the decision to go to work, and she wanted him to stay home, and he said, "Okay, I'll stay home." And that's how it worked. That's not a weak man.
That is a weak man.
No, it's not. It's actually very, very strong, and I respect him for
that. Come on.
He is such a great father. He is such a great father. His wife. I was around them for years from the beginning. I literally was there when they met each other for the first time at a bar. We were at Friday. I was there the first night I saw their whole relationship, marriage, everything, right? And I hung out with him and everything. No, you don't know what you're talking about. That man is so dedicated to his family. I've never heard his wife complain. I've never heard her say, "I wish he would step up" or anything like that. His wife does not nag him.
He's weak.
He's not weak. What makes him weak?
Why would you want to stay home and let your wife go out there?
That's not an answer to my question. What makes him weak? She wants to work. She wanted to work.
No.
Okay,
no.
Hold on.
As a man, it is your job to go out there.
I have a question for you. Is every single man not nurturing? Are there some nurturing men?
No, women are nurturers. Okay,
That's not what I asked you. That's not what I asked you. Are men can some men be nurturing? Is my question.
Any man? No. Men are not designed that way.
So men can't be nurturing. Okay, so if that is the case, and I love that you said that. And here's why I love when y'all come up here and y'all prove my point and you act like I'm the panderer. You pander to me. You're proving it right now. Because you are. Yes, you are. Be quiet. I'm gonna tell you right now.
You don't want me to talk.
You already fried yourself. No. I want you to talk.
Men are not women.
I do. I don't want you to lie. Okay. So I'm gonna tell you.
Probably.
You are lying. So I'm gonna tell you why I'm gonna tell you how you're pandering to me. Because you just admitted that men aren't nurturing, right? Now,
they are not.
Stop. I know.
Men are not designed to nurture. That's what
I got you. So you should. I never want to hear you talking about why do the kids always have to go with the woman after a divorce? Why the courts being unfair or anything like that? When it's child court, it should always favor the women, right? It should always favor the women. If the men aren't nurturing, why would you ever want the kids to ever be with the father?
Can I respond to that right now?
I just asked you a question.
Can I respond?
Yeah. I just asked you a question.
Kids. Okay, let me respond. Let me respond to that. Okay, kids do better in two parents' household.
No.
And the man is
no. This is why I'm not.
You gotta let me talk.
No, you can't lie. You cannot move the goalpost. You just said that men aren't nurturing. I don't want to hear about what ifs. in this case, I'm talking specifically.
Absolutely.
When men
Absolutely.
and women aren't together anymore,
Absolutely.
because that is their right to not be together. You're saying that the courts should always give 100% custody to the women, correct?
No, to the father, not to the women.
See that
you're
contradicting yourself. You're contradicting
hold on,
yourself.
let me finish. Let me make it clear.
Okay, go ahead.
Let me say something.
Let's listen to you pander to me.
You have
Go
to
ahead.
let me talk, my brother.
Go ahead. I'm
you
on
have
mute.
to let me talk, my brother.
I'm
I
on mute. Go ahead.
appreciate you, okay?
I'm listening.
Okay, listen, okay? Women nurture, men is still structure and discipline. That's it right there. Okay, the women are going to nurture the child from 1 year to 6 years, okay? Because the baby needs the mother at that time. So the man is still discipline and structure. So if the kids get to 8 years or 7 years, he can stay with the father. But when the baby is young, at 1 month or 2 months, they need their mother to nurture them and love them.
Do you have kids? OD, do you have kids?
Yes, I have 2 kids.
Okay, so you have 2 kids. How old are they?
Probably one is 6, another one is 4.
Okay, so you have really young kids. Me too. I have a young child too, and I have a baby's about to be a teenager in like 3 days. So my 9-year-old needs us. He needs nurturing, a ton of it. He's 9 years old. He's about to be 10. He needs a ton of nurturing. Still, I don't know when children stop needing nurturing, but he still needs nurturing to this day.
From the mother, from your wife, from my wife.
But you're making. Hold on, wait. But you're making. That's my point. Again, because you just said, oh, when they're 8, they can go live with the dad. They can't because they still need nurturing. They can't.
No,
they still need to be nurtured by the mother. You just said
no. When they're 8,
talking in
6,
circles.
they don't need nurturing anymore. If a boy, a 6-year-old boy, need to spend more time with the father because he need to teach him how to be a man, how to teach him how to hunt, how to teach him how to fish. That's the job of the father. That's what the father's done.
Wait. You can't. They don't have grocery stores where you at?
Well, of course we do have grocery store, but we can teach the kid how to fish. Just take him to the fish.
How often do you have to fish for your food? How often do you have to hunt and fish for your food?
Oh my God, we don't hunt and fish for food. Okay,
cool. Me either. Hold on, me either. So what the fuck does that have to do with being a man? You'll be better off teaching your son.
We have to teach the boy to be strong.
You'll be better off. Look,
he needs to be strong.
Hold on, brother. You'll be better off teaching your son how to take a shopping list and actually get everything on that motherfucker, because that's what men struggle. Reading a fucking shopping list. That'll teach you how to be a man. All that hunting,
so I hope you're
fucking fishing and shit is goofy. It's 2025. Ain't nobody hunting. Even in Africa, y'all not hunting and fishing.
Probably calm down, brother. I appreciate you. Okay, listen, okay, that's the man's job to teach the boy how to be a man. You need to teach him how to be strong, how to be tough, how to be a man. That's the father's job. The woman teach the boy, the son, how to be nurturing.
Just do me this solid, brother. Just mute that.
Hold on, I want to make sure he's finished.
Okay, let me talk to the brother.
Let him get it off, and I'll let you respond. I promise. Go ahead. Let me
he can respond. The kids do better in 2 parents' household. The mother nurture and the father instill structure with discipline. Now there's a lot of weak.
What does discipline look like? What does discipline look like to you?
Discipline teach them how to be a man.
No. That's not discipline. Be specific. What does discipline look like? Be specific.
Discipline is about being masculine.
What is your What is your disciplinary plan for your kids? Like me and my wife have disciplinary plans. We talk about. We literally have mapped out how we're going to discipline our children. What is your? Have you ever spoken about that with your wives? How to discipline your children? Okay,
absolutely. I do it all the time.
Okay, so what is your disciplinary plan? How do you discipline your children?
Okay, absolutely. We discipline the kids. Sometimes not all kids need discipline, like tough discipline. We don't spank unless it's necessary. If it's not necessary, we don't spank.
So one of your methods of discipline is abuse, to spank them. Okay, keep going.
No, I didn't say that. Don't put words
in my mouth. You just said spanking is abusive by definition.
Don't put words in my mouth.
Hitting a child is abusive by definition. Keep going. Keep going. Just like
spanking.
Men always want to abuse their babies. They always want to put hands on their kids. Keep going.
You gotta let me talk. You have to let me talk.
Hold on. OD, this might be a dangerous question. Do you spank your wives?
Hell no. I don't put my hands on women.
You don't put your hands on your wives. Why not?
No, because I can talk to my wife, and why would I put my hand on my wife?
Exactly. Why would you put your hand on a fucking 3-year-old or a 6-year-old?
I only say when it's necessary.
It's never all the time. Okay, let's go back to it. When is it necessary to put your hands on your wife? wives.
I'm not talking about wife. I'm talking about kids.
No,
I know. I'm talking about
we're
wives.
talking, see, we're talking about people.
Why are you talking about kids and we're talking about wives?
We're talking about.
Come on
we're
now.
talking about people. You think a wife and a kid are different. I don't. I think a wife and a kid.
Okay, let me give you an example. If you tell your son or your daughter that, hey, they try to climb the window when you're not around, and they try to climb the window and play like a Superman, and you know it's dangerous to climb the window, and they can probably lose their life. They did it the first time, the second time, and they keep doing it. And you have a son, you're gonna spank him a little bit and say that is dangerous. You don't go through the window and try to fly out the window or out like a Superman. You spank them a little bit, okay, to protect them, to love them. Okay, come on now, Bobby. You gotta spank the kids sometimes. Oh my God.
You got
sometimes
that. Hey, you got. Hey.
All right. So not all kids need spanking.
Hey, you live around more.
Not all.
Your country is probably what 90-some-odd% black, right? You live around more black people. You in Africa. You in the motherland, and you over here talking that colonizer talking about spanking your kids.
No,
y'all got that from the white tea Christians.
No.
Y'all got Africans. There was no history of spanking your kids before white tea people came and colonized Africa.
No, we always spanked my kids before the white tea came.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
No, you didn't. Spanked before the white tea came.
There's no anthropological evidence. There's no anthropological evidence that substantiates that claim, sir. That black people were spanking their kids before they were colonized. It never happened. It never happened.
Do you live in Africa? You live in Africa.
I don't.
Have you lived in Africa?
No anthropological evidence.
Exactly.
That doesn't mean shit. I know. What country you in?
Do you talk to my?
Hold on. What country
talk
you
to
in?
my grandpa? Have you spoken to my granddad?
Wait. What country are you in? What country are you in, Oli?
Why do you keep asking all this question? Lagos, Nigeria.
You know what country
all right?
I'm in? What country are you in?
Lagos, Nigeria.
You in Lagos,
right?
Nigeria? Okay. I'm gonna look up something right now. Look. Watch this. Watch this. Nigerian president. Watch this.
Why are you doing all this right now? We're talking probably.
Hold on, wait. Tell my president first. Y'all didn't become a republic until 1960. So what was y'all before 1960?
We were living in our cultures and tradition. Okay,
No,
we
you
had
weren't.
our old ways.
No, you weren't. No, you
Absolutely.
weren't.
Before
No, you were
come
not.
on.
Stop lying.
Absolutely.
Stop
So
lying. What are you talking about? What were you before 1960, sir? What were you before 1960?
Oh my God.
Let's be real. Be honest. Come on, brother. This is wicked work, fam. You can't be denying how them people colonized us, brother.
Listen,
Don't do that. That's
listen,
revisionist
before
history, brother.
90, come on, probably.
When
So
did Nigeria become a republic?
What the hell were you doing?
Hold on, man. It's crazy. Listening to an African lie about being colonized is some wicked work, fam. I did not expect to hear that today. Why are we lying about being colonized? Like, what are we doing? Like,
I didn't say we were colonized. Hold on. Before the white men came to Africa, we were living in our cultures and tradition.
And
Before the
wasn't
Europeans
spanking
came
y'all
and the
babies.
white
Y'all wasn't spanking
we were
y'all babies?
spanking our babies.
No, you
Yes, we
weren't.
were spanking babies.
No, you were not.
Don't you know about Africa?
Africa,
Haven't
brother,
you heard about
in Nigeria, Benin specifically, they used to, the kids were viewed as gods. What are you talking about? They literally viewed children like gods.
Okay, hold on. If the kids, let me say this. If the kids were viewed as God, why do we circumcise the women and cut off the clitoris in Africa back then? That's a lie. Come on. But that's a lie. Go do your research.
Oh
Go do your research.
God.
Right?
Hey, this is
Do your research.
crazy. This is crazy, bro. That happened after the colonizers came, bro.
No.
Are you
Before
serious?
the colonizers, listen, go check about the Benin Empire, okay? Before the colonizers came, we were living, okay? We were living due to our cultures and tradition. Okay, what are you talking about? Why are you taking
Bro, the cultures and traditions, brother. This
okay, I want to ask you a
crazy.
question. Let me ask you the question. Before the colonizer came, were we not marrying 2-3 wives in Africa? Polygamy.
Yeah, I think that was happening.
Absolutely. So what the hell are you talking about?
All right, go ahead. We got
Promise you. I'm cooking. I got a job, but bro, holy smokes, man! I don't know what it is with Nigerians and platforms, and they just go around embarrassing us, man. I swear to God.
Shut your mouth. You're a simp, okay? What do you want to say? Say it to my face. He's a simp fucking simp.
I mean,
let Mr. Kingsley go, man. Come on.
You know. At this point, you guys call every man simp, but it's an honor.
Everybody is simp.
Okay, what is the point? Give me a point.
Dude,
Okay,
shut up!
so
I'm the man's talking, dude.
Let him go, man. I just want to hear it. Damn.
Who's
From
this?
one brother to another.
Are you Nigerian? I need to know if he's Nigerian first.
Mr. Kingsley. Yeah, Mr. Kingsley, Nigerian. Yeah.
So what part of Nigeria are you from?
I'm from Akwa Ibom State.
Akwa Ibom State. Okay, absolutely. I'm from Edo State. Okay, go ahead. I want to hear what you want to say.
Yes.
Yeah. Just mute. Just let me talk.
Let him go, please.
All
I
right.
want to hear this.
Okay. So the thing is this, man. Where do I even begin? First of all, you're wasting your breath on this guy, man. All right. I've seen him. He has this. He believes human. He looks at life like algorithms. You know. He thinks. If the woman has to pay bills, she's gonna, I don't know, lose respect for the man. And I don't know if he lives in the real world. Women are people, just like men are people. Like you cannot put people.
Apparently in Nigeria, Mr. Kingsley,
Get
the
to
women
the
don't
point.
respect
Okay,
the
he
women.
needs to get to the point.
Hold on,
These
OD. Apparently in Nigeria, women don't respect when they have to pay a bill. Apparently.
That's not what I said. Okay? You have to pay bride price in Nigeria. He knows that. What is he talking about? In Nigeria, if you have to pay bride price to get married. If you don't have the money for the bride price, you're not gonna fucking get married. You have to be a man to be a leader before the father's gonna hand his daughter over to you. So what the hell is he talking about?
So doesn't that prove that the women are viewed as property in Nigeria?
No, they're not viewed as property. No, this is just like a value on the women. It's a value. You can't come out to take my daughter. You have to pay the bride price. We're not selling these daughters, okay? It's just a value.
Go ahead.
All right, so I'll keep it quick. So I want to focus on something a little bit more. So the thing is this, I'm going to shock you with this. African women, okay, to the ODs, African men have what I call fake propaganda, okay? And I'll tell you this as a fact. What you hear about African men being providers is, I'll tell you, if you peel back the onion, it's actually African women supporting their men.
Oh, shit.
I'm telling you. And this is something they don't want to hear.
Oh, shit.
I actually had a conversation with them. A lot of men in Africa.
I'm going to respond to that.
Hold on, OD. Let this man finish. I swear I'm gonna let you go after. I want to hear everything you got to say.
For an alpha male, you are super emotional. You know, that's crazy. You guys call me beta male and simp, but I know how to control my emotions. You guys are all alpha male-ish, but you cannot shut the fuck up. Forgive my language. Yeah. But the thing is this, you'll be shocked, genuinely. A lot of men in Africa, especially Nigerian men, I don't understand where this propaganda came from. A lot of us are supported by the women. Mm-hmm. I grew up in Nigeria, so I know what I'm talking about. I grew up, and the number of Nigerian men whose wives were the one working and giving the money to their husbands, by the way, okay, they were giving the money to the husband so that the husband will have the money in the bank account. This way, the man would then front like he's the one doing stuff.
Oh, like they do in America. When the girl get a man a card to pay.
Yeah. Public, I need a response.
Mr. Kingsley land, and then let that brother go.
Can I respond to what
he gonna land, and then he gonna let you go. Go ahead, bro.
If you go on TikTok, I promise I'm gonna lie. If you go on TikTok, there is a couple of videos, especially in this super religious spaces, where the man was like, my wife goes to work and she gives me her money, and that's the law of the house. Go, you can find it on TikTok. And I'm going to land on it. Before colonization, right? Before colonization, African societies were very matriarchal. It was actually quite matriarchal. Yeah. And most of when it comes to the beating of your kids was introduced through colonization. And I'll land on this. Most Africans don't know their history, Pub. So he doesn't even know what he's talking about. Island.
Respond. Okay, go ahead. I'm not going to interrupt you at all, brother. I'm going to let you go.
Now, let me tell you, everything he said, these are all panderers right now. Okay, that's what's doing. Let me go. These are all these pander to women. These are the men. Hold on. When the warriors are having a drink, these are the men that they send on an errand to buy the drink. Okay, these are the weak men. And let me finish. Okay, listen. Hold on. Let me.
Come on,
okay?
OD. You ain't waiting to say that, brother.
These are the men. Okay, listen. Okay, women have always been a helpmate to the family. Women have always worked in Africa. Women go to market days, they sell palm wine, they sell wrappers, and they support their family. Women are helpmate to their husband. It has always been that way. And the man is the head of the household. The man pays 90% of the bills, and the women support. The women support. Africa have never been a matriarchal society. That is a goddamn lie. It has always been the patriotic society. He's lying when he say that. And also,
what?
Hold on, African has always been
a lie.
No, he's a goddamn lie. Okay, he needs to bring
that's
proof.
a lie, OD.
He needs to bring proof to show me where African, what the matriarchal society. So we need to talk with proof right now. I'm going to.
What is one of the main differences between?
Why are you
matriarchy?
asking me question?
Because
when he was
because you're making.
You didn't ask him any question.
Because I didn't need to. Because what he hold on.
He was talking a lot of BS.
No. The reason I didn't ask him is because I know what he said was true. But I want
no,
to see.
He's a liar.
Okay, so he's lying.
These are the men. Hold on. These are the African men right now that want to do 50-50 with the African women. African women don't want 50-50 in
Mr.
Africa.
Mr. Kingsley, do you want to do 50-50 with your woman?
He's a 50-50 man, okay?
Mr. Kingsley, do you want to do 50-50 with your woman? Listen to that.
He's a 50. You don't need to ask him that.
I want to know if that's what he wants.
He needs a woman resources
right
to be
here.
a man.
I mean,
Mr. Kingsley, do you want to do 50-50 with your woman?
Oh God.
I mean, no. If I can,
That's it. No.
Let him talk. Let him finish. No, let him.
I just wanted to make sure that we was. I do the finish, OD. I want you to finish. I just wanted Mr. Kingsley to answer for himself because he's sitting right here. And you just made
let him say what he was going to say.
Go ahead, Mr. Kingsley. Go ahead.
Let me finish. So I don't want to do 50-50 because I work hard so that I can take up all my responsibilities. However, I know that I'm human. Life is ups and downs. That's why I want to marry a woman who is smart, who is intelligent, who can also work if she wants to work. So that when I experience a downturn, which is normal, she can step up. That's why I want to marry a woman who's confident, who's aware. I don't need a woman who's quote unquote subservient to me. I want a woman who's
okay.
I want a woman who's
okay. That's a partnership right there. That is what I'm saying. Okay, but for a man like me, okay, I don't need a woman resources to get married to that woman. These are all the weak men. They can't pay the bills in your household. They can't pay the bride price. So what they're looking for a woman that already got her own shit together. They already
how much lira do you make a year, OD?
It's in my time. Let me finish, God.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Let me finish, okay?
My fault.
So men like these, they are depending on the woman's wealth to get married. She needs to have a job. She needs to have these so they can get married. They don't have a provider mindset. They are not real men. Okay, I always tell men, find a woman that work with your budget. It doesn't matter how much you make as a man, but find a woman that's going to work with your budget so you can elevate that woman. You can open a business for that woman so you can elevate that woman. When you keep waiting for a woman to have money to get married, you're wasting your time. Okay? That's what I'm saying. So men like these, we want to flush them out of Africa because they're having the mindset of the Western mindset, like you guys. They know they want a woman, they want to do 50-50. They want a woman to have a job. And when the woman come home and complain, oh, I can't do 50-50. I'm tired of working all day. I can't cook for you. I can't satisfy you in the bedroom. I'm tired. They start complaining and crying all over TikTok. These are the better males and the weak men that we're talking about. I don't want a woman rich. I don't care about a woman's money. I don't care. I'm a provider. I work hard, I make my money, and I provide for my family. I don't need to depend on my wife's money. She can support me. If she want to support me, she's my helpmate. But a men like these are weak, lame, and dusty. They're looking for women's money. Okay? So I want him to give me the proof where he needs to give me the proof where he needs to give me the proof. He needs to give me the proof where the African with the matriarchal society. I need that proof right now.
Okay, I'm gonna let him. He could do that on the back end. I'm not about to stop the whole live for that. I wanted to get Pat in here real quick. Your brother Pat in Christ, he might help you out. OD, go ahead, Pat.
Yeah, man. I just want to second. Like,
I'm sorry. Aquarian said, cosplaying Michael Blackson. 5 on this motherfucker. She put 5 on OD. Go ahead. We listening, Pat.
As a fellow Nigerian, I'm very disappointed in Mr. Kingsley. That's the most simp shit I ever heard in my life. Sir, Nigeria's always been a patriarchy. The men has always reigned at the top and been at the top of the food chain. This is even before colonialism. There's always a priority to have sons to further the tribe. You can look at any tribe, Igbo, Yoruba. You were talking about the Republic of Benin. We've always been a patriarchal society, and there's no disputing this. I understand that feminism has people speaking a certain narrative these days, but we can't erase history. We can't rewrite it. Unfortunately, yes, we did perpetuate the slave trade by trading our fellow brothers here in America. But at the end of the day, don't get it twisted.
I don't think many slaves came from Nigeria.
Yeah, a lot of slaves came from West Africa. That whole pocket in West Africa was where the slaves trade originated.
Oh, I know where they came from. I'm saying not many came from Nigeria.
Nigeria wasn't a country, but that whole region, if you look at it, it's
I know. I look
pretty much Nigeria. But regardless, at the end of the day, Kingsley, don't embarrass Nigerian men, please. We're not simps. We don't believe in all that feministic bullshit.
Let me know when I go.
Feministic.
Yeah, he's speaking like a woman. At the end of the day, man, your father would be disappointed in you right now.
Hold on, wait. You know what I find funny? For once in my life, I appreciate Mr. Kingsley being up here. Because for the first time, the men's have found a man that they hate more than me. And it took that look. It's because Mr. Kingsley is African. And that's digging deep. It's intersectionality going on right here. You see, right? When American, hold on, wait, brother, hold on, Pat, I got you. When an American black man says what he says, they hate me. OD hate me. Pat hate me. Whatever, right? That's fine. But when a Nigerian get up here and start talking that shit, oh my God, they don't got nowhere to go because they think they can lie. Hold on, brother. Hold on. I'll let everybody go. Let me finish. Y'all think y'all can lie because I ain't Nigerian. Right? So you're going to rely, you ain't Nigerian, you don't even know. But when a Nigerian comes up here and says, no, actually that's true, blah, 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 now y'all extra mad, right? Same way when a man in America says the things that I'm saying, that's why y'all hate me, because you go, I only thought women believe that, right? And that's what y'all been able to get away with this whole time is gaslighting women by saying, no. See, no man thinks like that. See, it must not be true. Hold on, OD. It's only women that think that way. As soon as a man challenges that, y'all crumble, y'all fold, you snowflakes in the sun.
That's a lie.
You turn into Olaf.
I'll admit that Western indoctrination has done a number, especially on black people. Right? A lot of black men eat that shit up.
How am I indoctrinated? But this is what I want to know. Let's go institution by institution. Since you think I'm indoctrinated, let's start at the top. Are you pro or against capitalism?
I'm pro.
Okay. Institutionalized. Do you pray to what God do you pray to?
I pray to the Christian God, the only God.
Christian God. Indoctrinated. Do you
Public, what the hell are you doing, Public? Why do you do this stuff all the time? Why do you try to bait?
Listen to what I'm saying. Hold on, listen. Hold on, y'all. Listen to what I'm saying. So this man, like all of y'all make these claims that I'm the one that's indoctrinated, right? But I had to unlearn all of that shit. I'm not Christian. There's no knock on any of my Christian people. I love y'all. But I'm just being real. I'm not indoctrinated. I unlearned Christianity. I unlearned it. I used to be Christian. I unlearned it, right? I used to be I wouldn't even say I was pro-capitalism. I've been unpacked that shit. But, I didn't even know what it was, right? Then I learned about it. And now I'm anti-capitalist. I'm anti-consumerism, blah, 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 right? Cool. Keep anti-misogyny. I'm anti-patriarchy, blah, 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 blah. I am indeed not indoctrinated. You guys, you don't know what you're talking about, Pat. Hold on, listen. That is the opposite of indoctrinated.
No, that's indoctrinated. You're indoctrinated.
Pat, listen. You're not gonna win this. You already cooked yourself. Listen to what I'm saying.
Public.
Listen,
no, OD.
Be quiet. Hey man, I'm about to drop y'all. Be quiet. Listen to what I'm saying. The status quo in the West is Christianity, capitalism, patriarchy. That's the status quo. And racism. Those are the four pillars that Western society, is built on, right? You, Pat, are in favor of 4 out of 4. You are anti-black, you are patriarchal. Hold on. You are anti-black, you are patriarchal, you are misogynist, you are capitalist. You are fucking hold on, be quiet. You are 4 for fucking 4. Like a Wendy's meal, my nigga. I am 0 for 4, but I'm indoctrinated. You don't know shit about indoctrination.
Okay, can I
You don't
respond
know
to that?
anything about it. You are indoctrinated.
Can I respond?
Only you are indoctrinated. You guys are
No,
indoctrinated.
I didn't
By
know
the
that.
West.
You haven't even asked me a question. You didn't
You already know. You already said it. You already said it.
No, you don't know.
China?
You didn't ask me that.
What about
What did I ask you about?
Hold on.
Hold on. What about China?
Okay, do you know if I'm
Nigga, we ain't in China. China's in the
all these
East.
persist all over the world. Christianity's in China.
Go ahead, OD. He mad now. Hold on, Pat. Don't interrupt. Let OD go. Let OD go. This shit.
You know what I like what you do? You know, when
That
men
makes
keep
sense.
pandering to this, when
That
you
makes
guys keep
sense.
pandering to this women,
Nah, I ain't
I'm
pandering. That makes
happy.
sense.
I'm so
That makes sense.
happy when you pander. Hold on, I'm so happy when you pander to women.
Yeah.
When you
What's the
like
definition of
women-
pandering? What's the definition of pandering?
Okay,
OD?
when
No.
you don't tell women the
You
truth.
use
No,
the
no,
word
you-
way too many times. I'll let
on
you
a
slide.
not on a,
What
okay,
is
on
the
a
definition
nutshell.
of pandering?
Okay, not telling women the truth. Okay, telling them lies.
That's not pandering.
Okay, now hold
That's
on.
not pandering.
That's a not on a
That's not
nutshell.
pandering.
You don't tell them the truth. You pander to
That's
these
not
women.
pandering.
You don't tell them the truth. That's
No, that's not. I promise you, that's not pandering. But I will tell you this.
When you do
You
that,
cannot.
let me tell you.
cannot pander. You cannot pander to women as a group. It's damn near impossible. You can't do it.
You do that all
You can't.
the time.
No. I'm telling you, sir.
Yes,
OD.
you do.
OD. I promise you, you almost cannot pander to women as a group. It's almost impossible.
You
I say
pandering
it
to
is.
women.
You don't even know the
tell them
definition. You don't even know the definition.
Oh my God.
I'm down.
Okay, tell me your definition.
You can't. No.
Tell me
Not
your
my
pandering to women.
definition. The definition. The definition of pandering is to
Okay,
appeal
Can
to
I
a person's.
land my plane?
No, it's to
Let me
appeal
land
to
my
a
plane.
person's baser nature, right? Mainly to gain their favor, right? Now, what I'm saying is this: the reason why you can't pander to women as a group, you can pander to a group of women, you can pander to a subset of women. Yes, absolutely, right? But you can't pander to women as a collective. It doesn't work. The reason why is their lived experiences won't allow it to happen. That's what I be trying to tell men. You guys don't understand that it's fucking impossible.
Now let me respond.
No, OD,
Let me respond
you need to listen, brother. You need to listen.
Why don't you want me to respond?
You need to listen to this because you need to hear this. I don't need to hear what you're saying. You're not saying anything of value right now. You need to listen to what I'm telling you. The reason why you can't, sir, I'm going to let you respond, but I'm going to teach you this right now. The reason you cannot pander to women as a group, again, is because of their lived experiences collectively. Their collective experience does not allow you to appeal to their baser nature because their baser nature is rooted in reality. It is literally a survival mechanism. That's what I'm trying to tell you. For women to survive, they have to know the truth. You guys don't know that.
What is the truth?
It's so
what
odd.
is the truth?
Okay,
So what is the truth?
Great question. Great. I love that question. The truth is.
What is the truth? Go ahead.
Got you. The truth is that women are treated as second-class citizens globally by men. Women are oppressed by men. That is the truth.
How
the
women
truth
oppressed?
is.
How
Hold
they
on.
oppressed?
Hold on.
Elaborate.
I'm gonna keep going.
How women
hold on.
oppressed?
The truth is, it's not all men, but it's always a man. That's what they know for sure. That's the truth. So once they know that, you can't pander to them. Listen to what I'm telling you. If I were to try to pander to women, what I would be doing is I would basically be spitting red pill rhetoric, trying to convince women that what I'm saying is true, right? Appealing to a woman's baser nature in this country would be appealing to them being married, let's say. Like if I was up here, because we are all in this country indoctrinated to be married and to pursue marriage and, fairy tales and wedding rings and to buy a house and to buy a car. If I were to try to appeal to women, that would be my approach. If I were to try to pander to women, that would be my approach. So out of us two.
Can I respond now?
Yeah. Now, here's what I'm about to ask. This is very
I want
important.
to see something.
Hold on, I got you, Mr. Kingsley. So OD, I have a question for you, brother. Out of us two,
I need to respond to all the
and Pat, hold on, and Pat. I got a question for you, Miss OD. Do you think that women should be married to men? Are you pro-marriage? Are you anti-marriage, or are you indifferent to marriage?
I'm pro-marriage. I support marriage.
You're pro-marriage. Okay.
Married,
hold on, Pat, answer the question.
you gotta let me talk, public.
Let me talk. Pro-marriage? Are you pro-marriage or are you anti-marriage? Or are you indifferent?
I'm pro.
You're pro-marriage. Okay, cool. I am indifferent to marriage. I think women should have the right to choose if they want to get married, if they don't want to get married, but I'm not pro-marriage. I wouldn't consider myself to be pro-marriage.
Then you are the problem right here.
I got you. You're right. I am the problem. You're right. I am the problem to the patriarchy. I am very much a problem. But guess what? That also proves that I'm not the one pandering to women. That is you. You're trying to pander to their basic
Can I respond right now? Can I respond? Listen, okay? Without marriage, women are probably going to suffer at the end of the day. And I'm going to tell you why. Because men can exercise. Let me talk. No, nobody is talking when I try to talk. Okay? Can I talk, please? Okay?
Go ahead, man.
When you interrupt me, I lose my train of thought.
I'm sorry, brother. My fault. You're right.
Without marriage, women are going to suffer. Marriage protects women because men can exercise our sexual desire. We can go around the world and sleep around with multiple women and get them pregnant and run away. Let me talk, okay? Marriage was institutionalized to protect women, so the women can be in a safe environment where the man can provide a roof over her head and provide shelter so that she can have babies in a safe environment. Without marriage, men, we're going to have a lot of bastard babies, single mothers. And that's what is happening in the United States right now. Like the Black community have so many single moms because nobody's getting married. We have a lot of bastard children. Women are raising boys to be weak. That's why there's a rise of weak men because of the high rate of single mother household. Okay? So without marriage, okay, women suffer because they're not protected by men.
Okay, go ahead, Mr. Kingsley.
That's just the
Can
fact,
Mr.
I think.
Kingsley respond to that? Are you finished? Is that right? Were you
No,
done?
he's a simp.
Go ahead, Mr. Kingsley. He afraid of Mr. Kingsley, bro. Every time Mr. Kingsley get ready to talk, he go, "Oh, he's a simp."
Yeah, because I can guarantee you this, Bob. One of them, either Pat or Odie, are going to interrupt me because they can't control themselves.
It's going to happen for sure.
Because I always find it funny how they call me simp or beta male, but somehow it's it's always the alpha male that always cannot control their emotions. It's the funniest thing to me. Where do I begin? Right. This idea, right? Oh, did he run?
Oh, I had to drop him. Therese, sorry.
Okay.
Therese hit the Cash App. I didn't see it because I can't see it on here while I'm recording, but she put it in the chat. So
I got you. I want to circle back to this matriarchy Africa thing that these guys are disputing because I actually have my laptop in front of me. I know this already, but I wanted to give you. So
OD, they paid the drop, brother. It wasn't me. I was gonna let you rock out. Therese paid the drop. Shout out to Therese. Go ahead, brother.
Right. So I'm gonna speed through this. If you look at the history of Africa, right? Africa, it's here in front of Africa has always had influences of matrilineal and matriarchal influence in Africa. Ancient Nubia, royalty was determined by the mother's lineage.
Yeah.
And queens played a crucial role in society, including priestesses and rulers. If you know the history of Africa, the priest was like next to priestess was decided who was going to be king. Ancient Egypt, while often considered patriarchal, women had a significant amount of independence and many women leaders or co-rulers. Bantu expansion. A large portion of sub-Saharan Africa was populated by Bantu-speaking peoples who often had societal institutions centered on matrilineal worldviews and gender equity. This was before colonization, okay? Akan Ashanti of Ghana. This group's social structure is a well-studied example of a matrilineal society where lineage is traced through the mother's line. And there's a lot more. I can go on and on.
I know, there's books written on. That's what I was like. You know what I mean? Like, what do they be teaching y'all? I don't think I know that halfway across the world.
That's the thing. Like, how can a Black American guy know more about your culture than you? It's embarrassing. And I'm going to land on this. And this idea that women sat in the kitchen in Africa is a lie, bro. Do you know that we have a long history of female warriors?
Yes.
Even in Nigeria, we have Queen Amina of Zaria. She led an army. She was a military person, right? And if you look at Nigeria, for example, right? Even if you look at the women chiefs. So I reject this notion that, because it's Africa or it's all men and women. It's a lie. Even in my tribe, maybe because in my tribe, I'm from Akwa Ibom State, I'm from Ibibio, right? It's my tribe. So my mother is from the same, is from Efik, right? And the first daughters, bro, the first daughters, not the first son, the first daughters of the family decided who was going to get property or not. Yes, my mother is Efik, E-F-I-K is my tribe, right? And she decided. So this idea that Africa was this only man, it's a lie, and I reject it. I speak against it because yes, women had key influence in the development of Africa.
Yeah,
right. Even in the independence of Nigeria against colonization, women fought, bro. They protested.
Yeah, women fought. Yeah, everybody. Yeah. That's what be blowing my mind. I be sitting there going like, that's when they do the whole look. Even when you look at it interpersonally, this is what they be asking. So if somebody break in your house, who's gonna fight? Everybody, nigga. The same way if somebody break into your country, who gonna fight? Everybody. Everybody gonna fight. Everybody gonna fight. We gonna give everybody a weapon. Everybody gonna get a rock. Everybody gonna fight, bro. This is our fucking house. What are you talking about? We are going to protect our land. Like, what do you mean? Everybody
I'm gonna say this, and I gotta drop up. The reason I speak on this is because I refuse to put this narrative out there that African women were just these docile creatures. No, African women have played a key, and are still playing it. Let me give you this information. Do you know that the economy of Africa, right, is mostly informal economy, and over 60% of the participants in informal economy are women? Yeah. So if African women stop working today, the economy is going to tank.
It sounds like, you know what it sounds like? It sounds like America. It sounds like black women. It sounds like black women in America. Because 2 million more black women are.
These guys come on like, oh, simp, he's a simp. I don't give a damn what you call me. I'm a fact guy. You may not like what I'm saying. You can go open your laptop right now and see it. Bob, I thank you so much, and thanks for calling the BS on these guys. I gotta drop, man. Thanks for having me.
I appreciate you, man. Go ahead, Pat. We're gonna let Pat go, and I got time next.
The reason why I call him a simp is because he names very rare instances of matriarchy in Africa. If you look at the whole history of Africa from the beginning of time, it's been dominated by patriarchy. Okay, there's no disputing it. I'm not gonna sit here and say that matriarchy didn't exist, but we're not gonna act like matriarchy was the majorative society that was within Africa. There's countless examples of patriarchal.
How long have we had? Wait. Hold on, I got a question for you. Do you know that genetically speaking, men haven't always existed? Who existed first, men or women?
That's up to debate. Actually.
Nah, it's not. What? Up for debate. It is not up for what are you talking about? Not up for debate. Who existed first, men or women?
I believe it was women.
Exactly.
But again,
so wouldn't that mean by default? Wouldn't that mean by default we were matrilineal? You know what I'm saying? Like by default, even though we probably didn't even believe in that shit back then, but you know what I'm saying? Like based on that.
I mean, if we had a society that only existed of women, yes, because it's only women. But when you introduce men into the picture, that changes things. Okay,
it fuck things up. See, okay, nature, so hey, look, I normally don't got to call out nature, but I'm gonna call out nature on this one. Nature fucked up. It overcorrected. It tried to add some variation in the gene pool, so it, you know what I'm saying, it took that XX, turned it into an XY, and here we are. Now the men's running a fucking muck.
I get it.
We missing that leg on that X. We out here wilding.
My problem is we often romanticize African matriarchy because we say, oh, it's the West and colonization. They're responsible for patriarchy. And that's not the case. There's several examples before colonialism of African patriarchy. We cannot give white people all the credit and say that, oh, it's the white man that did this. No. I'm not saying that matriarchy didn't exist within Africa, but to have simps come up here and act like that was the...
Hey, you believe in a Christian God? You believe in a Christian God? You said, what Bible you read?
We're not talking about religion.
No.
You're trying to move the goalpost.
No, I'm not. The goalpost is firmly planted, brother. That goalpost is firmly planted, my guy.
Again, I'm not.
What Bible do you read? 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 What Bible do you read?
Again,
What
I'm
Bible
not
do you read?
a religious argument.
Pat,
I'm not making a religious argument.
Pat, it's all connected. That you can't see it. It's crazy.
Again, I'm not making a religious argument.
You spoke about colonization, and you said that you believed in Christianity. What Bible do you read?
Again.
No, not again. Hell no, not again. What Bible do you read, my guy?
I'm not here.
Nah.
No, why you want to argue religion?
We're not doing that. No, we're not.
Africa.
No.
I'm doing Africa.
Hold on. We're arguing colonization of Africa right now. And we really shouldn't be, because there's not even a fucking argument. There's not an argument. It's not even something you can argue. But for some reason, you want to argue it. And I was just curious because you mentioned it. And I was like, wait, this man just said he follows a Christian God. I find that odd. So did the Somalians, did they invade Nigeria and colonize y'all? I'm sorry, the Ethiopians. I'm sorry. Did the Ethiopians colonize y'all?
No, I don't.
No, okay, they didn't. Okay, so how the fuck did y'all? So y'all didn't get y'all not Ethiopian Christian. Y'all didn't get the Ethiopian Bible. What Bible you reading from? Straight from Europe. Your Bible straight from Europe.
Okay.
Your Bible from Europe.
Okay. All right. So what's your point, brother?
That's coming. My nigga, I'm about to lose.
Hold on, who's saying that? You're sitting there saying that Africa. I'm saying Africa wasn't colonized. I'm not gonna see it, brother. You're making a
crazy, bro,
argument because I'm not disagreeing with you about the colonization of Africa. I'm not doing that. I'm saying that the matriarchy, right? You're romanticizing African matriarchy and acting like that's the only thing that existed, and that white people are responsible.
Nobody said that.
No,
there were thousands of tribes on the continent of Africa.
Yes,
I'm sure they had all different types of systems.
Most of them were patriarchy, bro. Because men
starting when? Because I agree with you, but starting when? When did it happen?
I mean, we can pick up a history book. I can give you an example. No, I can give you a quick example. If you want a quick history lesson, we can go.
I do. From you, I want one. Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so the kingdom of Arunda, Rwanda was a very patriarchal.
You can't even say it. When did it start?
So
you got to scroll down.
Let's see.
Scroll down. While you're scrolling down, when you talk about the romanticizing of matriarchal systems in Africa, I actually agree. I think that the way that people romanticize how much women were docile, even in the way that even in their leadership, the way that people completely dismiss that they were able to lead with not only grace but like a high level of empathy, sovereignty, all of those things. I think that those things are intentionally dismissed. I absolutely think that those things are intentionally dismissed. And when we talk about the reason why we don't hear a lot of talk about matrilineal, matriarchal societies, especially within Africa, is because once you start getting down to the meat and bones, of what actually happened, you start to see a bunch of Black men who were turning on their culture, turning on their tribes. That's what you actually get down to the bottom. And I think that it's unfortunate because especially when you have these men who are making these arguments against these ideas and they have never read anything. They don't know. They're trying to hurry up and Google it, like Pat is doing right now. They're trying to hurry up and Google it so that they can make an argument when really, if you're more well versed in how these things work already, you ain't gotta prepare yourself. You ain't nobody else.
You just start talking about it.
Right.
You should be able to start talking about it.
Literally, because the assumption is that because what you see right now is the suppression of women and feminine thought, that means it must just now exist. It must
have always been, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it has always been. The only difference is that the level of history that we get is so male-wise, male-centered, whitewashed that you start to sincerely drink the Kool-Aid and believe like, hey, this is white people must be in power because they have all the power. They must have always been in power. Men must be in power because they have always had the power and just because they naturally have power. And that's not how that works. I've talked a whole lot about hermeneutic injustice and epistemic injustice I've talked about that consistently because of the fact that people don't understand how much information is intentionally suppressed so that people believe that society has operated only one way. But when you get to the bottom of it, look up Thotmos III. I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name right, but look him up. And you will find that he intentionally sabotaged his own tribe because of the fact that he hated the fact that I want to say it was either his aunt or his it was either his aunt or his grandmother. I can't remember. But because she was in leadership, he hated it. And he intentionally helped kick off colonization within that region because of the fact that he disliked her.
So you telling me that the reason that we ended up over here was because a black man was a hater?
Yeah, literally. Yeah, and he intentionally destroyed monuments that she had erected. He tried very, very hard to completely erase any idea that she ever existed.
Color me not shocked.
So,
hold on, wait, Pat. Hold on, Pat. I got you. Let me read this. Rita said, Nigerian man's life expectancy is 54. How are they designed to pay bills for life? Also, ancient Yoruba didn't even have language for gender. They dumb. Damn. They didn't even have a word for man or woman. Banji Baby said, you got to know the meaning of doctrine to understand the meaning of indoctrination. They don't know the meaning. Pat just be saying stuff, y'all.
Again,
Pat just up here talking.
The indoctrination argument. Okay, so when you're talking about capitalism, capitalism isn't restricted to the West, right?
Hold on, wait, let me read this one. Because I really don't care what you got to say about this, to be honest with you. They said, why do some men treat direct questions like the floor is lava? Answering them. Oh, damn, I can't even read that one. How that shit? It won't let me read it all. That's whack. Oh, that's whack. It won't let me read the damn thing. Anyways, Pat, switch up the subject, brother. I'm tired. I really am tired of hearing you not know shit about Africa.
No, you're trying to shift the goalpost, but that indoctrination.
I'm not. I promise, brother.
It was whack because capitalism exists in China. It exists everywhere around the world.
Who invented capitalism?
Christianity exists.
Hold on.
You can't restrict it just to the West.
Who invented capitalism?
You're always trying to
derail. I'm not derailing the conversation.
Stop. What I'm trying to.
Stop. You're not. You don't have any point.
You're not trying to have a. You're just trying to get a.
Okay. China didn't make up or develop or come up with capitalism. Capitalism was developed in Europe, right? Christianity, the version of Christianity you got, the version of Christianity I got, that was also developed in Europe. What the fuck are you talking about? China was occupied for 100 years by the fucking Brits. Nigga, have you ever watched goddamn Rush Hour? Them niggas just left in like 93. They just left. The Brits just left in like 93, 94. They just left. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, bro. That's how they became a capitalistic country. Because they were fucking occupied and colonized by the West.
That's a lie. So the reason why
Anna and the King. If you don't want to read, find a whole bunch of movies.
Have you ever heard of the Silk Road? Have you ever heard of the Silk Road?
Oh my God! Yes, in the 7th grade. Yes,
it preceded everything that you're talking about.
We all heard of the Silk Road.
And again, it was about a merchant is a system where merchant.
What does it have to do with capitalism? That's not capitalism.
It was a form of. Yes, it was.
It wasn't a form of
100%.
It was not.
It wasn't. It was. It absolutely was.
What is capitalism?
Again, capitalism.
No. What is it? Tell me.
Okay, so capitalism is a system where the goods.
You're reading. Just read it.
It's an economic service system where private individuals or companies own the means of production and operate them for profit, driven by competition, market force like supply and demand. Okay, so again, when we talk about the Silk Road, it wasn't explicitly this form of capitalism, right? It was its own flavor of capitalism.
But brother, comparing the Silk Road and calling it capitalism, it's like comparing slavery in Egypt to chattel slavery in America. We know they're not the same thing, right?
They're not the same thing.
At all.
No,
at all.
don't say at all. Don't
That's
say
in the
at
same
all.
fucking breath.
Again, don't say at all because you're the problem with your speech is that
Okay, wait. On the Silk, hold on, wait, brother. On the Silk Road, hold on, brother. On the Silk Road, did they barter or did they have a currency? And what was the currency?
They bartered and traded.
They bartered.
And but in most cases, there was the acquisition of gold, silver, precious metals. So we're not going to sit here and play like it wasn't a form of capital.
But those are wait, brother. Gold and precious metals are raw materials that you make stuff.
Again, so
no, not again. Listen to the difference. Bartering is not capitalism.
Okay, so
you
when
don't
you're
barter in capitalism.
When you're talking about capitalism, okay, you're talking about private individuals that control their own means of production and operate them.
I know you are reading it right now. I knew it. I already know it.
Okay, so they're doing it for profit. Okay, they're not doing it.
It's not. Wait, Howard. Wait, Pat. Listen. Where is the profit? If I am selling silk and you are selling salt, and I give you silk and you give me salt, where's the profit?
Again, the profit is if I give you silk and you give me gold.
How is that a profit?
That's
again, gold is a raw material, sir. Gold is a raw material that you use to make things out of.
No, you're not using gold to it's a precious metal that
people make things out of gold.
That was considered.
Time out. This is how I know you don't know shit. Sir, right now, currently right now, right? In space. Do you know what a lot of those satellites are covered in?
I understand that.
Do you understand that, or do you know? Did I just tell you that right now?
No, I understand that gold.
Did you know that? Oh, okay. So they literally covered a lot of those satellites with gold. That's a fucking metal, my guy. That's a metal. It is a metal. It is a material. Diamond material. Iron material. These are raw materials. This is not currency. This is not money. They are two different things. So where's the profit? That's what I'm trying to understand. So if you give me gold and I give you silk, I got a raw material, you got a material. Where the fuck is the profit?
Again, there's more value in finite precious resources. Okay, so I give you
silk isn't a finite. Hold on, silk isn't a finite. Where does silk come from?
Again, silk comes from I believe
worms.
Yeah, caterpillar or something like that. But
worms from silkworms. Now, hold on. So silk comes. Hold on, wait. Do you know what finite means?
Finite means there's only a certain supply of that, right?
So do you think silk?
Yes, I think
there's a finite good.
No, I don't think that it's a finite. It's not as finite. Again,
I didn't ask you if it's as or whatever. It's again, I'm asking the question. I'm making it simple. It's silk.
Everything
is it a finite resource?
Is finite. Everything in the world.
Everything in this world is finite.
Everything. Even water, even clean water is finite.
Oh yeah,
okay?
Water is finite, definitely.
Yeah, so everything
only so much water.
You can make an argument that everything is finite. What I'm saying is, if you're dealing with oil, gas, these are more precious and finite than silk.
What you're getting confused is that silk. Hold on, wait, brother. What you're getting confused is the sustainability of silk versus the sustainability of gold. That's what you're conflating. You don't know the difference.
I'm not even. All I'm saying is. Okay,
you think silk isn't finite? It is.
All resources are not created equally. So when you're talking about oil,
no shit, Sherlock.
Oil, for instance, is much more finite than silk. Would you agree?
Says who?
Oh God.
How much oil? Wait. How much oil do you think exists on the planet?
So we only have. Okay, so oil is not constantly being produced, right?
Where does oil come from?
Oil comes from the ground, brother.
No, I know, but what produces it?
Ancient fossils, right? That already
not true. It's not true. It's not made by ancient fossils.
Fossil fuels. That's why. That's why. Brother,
oil is not created by fucking dinosaurs, bro. Y'all are, brother. See, we're done. We're not having a conversation anymore. We're done. We're out of it. We're out. I'm out. I'm not having it. You can talk to BBG if she wants to talk to you. I'm not talking to you no more about it.
When you're losing,
wicked,
you have to resort to this nonsense.
Patty cake.
Bottom line, the only argument that I'm making.
Calm down. You have to breathe.
No,
no. You have to breathe.
I gotta get my
Take a breath. No. Take a breath.
I gotta get my point.
Because you're not making one.
I'm not making one because
you're not making one.
It's not interrupting me.
No, you're not making one.
We can have
because one is not being made. Because now you're on to trying to figure out how to justify capitalism, which is what was said earlier. That is indoctrination to lead yourself to believe that capitalism is a system where people are just exchanging capital, or people have capital, or people are using capital. You think that bartering also includes being a part of capitalism, and it's not, honey. It's okay. It's okay to not understand. Sometimes you just have to raise your hand and ask for clarity. Sometimes that's what that means. But the first thing you need to do is take a deep breath, because you are trying so hard and stretching your finger out so far to try to figure out how to find stuff on that iPad real quick so that you can figure out how to come up with the answer, and you're getting yourself flustered and you're not even answering the question properly. And again, that's okay to not know, but pretending to know and rushing through the answers is not going to help you in this case, okay?
At all.
Okay, so the problem is
right.
All right, so can I speak right now? Let me speak.
No, please don't.
Give me 1 minute.
You're not even listening, bro. You were trying to interrupt the whole time.
Give me 1 second, because you're
submission provider saying black men hated Trump America because they hated Harris. I don't know about that one. You think black men did it? He won in the landslide.
The reason why I need to speak is because I'm being mischaracterized.
You're not being mischaracterized.
The whole point that I made is that we cannot give white tea people all the credit for capitalism. That's all I'm saying. These systems,
all the credit.
These systems.
There's no credit to capitalism.
I want them to own that shit.
They have
all that. They have every bit of capitalism.
They have every bit of it. They're using a different flavor of capitalism. But to think that they are so much more intelligent than everybody else in the world.
Capitalism and intelligence don't go together.
I don't think that's intelligent. I don't think capitalism is intelligent at all.
Nobody else was utilizing capitalism or trying to make profit off trade.
You know why? You know why nobody else is doing that? Because once upon a time, people collectively cared about other people.
Brother.
Here's the thing, BBG. When you talk to people now, like you were saying, how now we can't imagine a world where people cared about other people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It sounds crazy, right?
It's very hard to process a space where people are genuine. Just like you said, even with if I have gold and you have salt, and we live in a society where trade is the top tier thing that we're doing. If I'm giving this to you and you're exchanging this with me, it's not for the purpose of me exploiting you. I'm not going to keep coming back to you and giving. First of all, I'm not going. If capitalism would say, I'm coming to you and I'm continuously giving you gold, but it's not real gold. I'm hoarding all your salt. I'm coming to get salt when I don't need it. I'm giving it to other people so that they can store it someplace, and then I'm charging the entire town twice as much or 3 times as much as I traded with you in order for you to have access to salt. That is capitalism. Trade is not that. Trade is, I need this thing for this purpose and you need this thing for this purpose. You have it, I do not. I have it, you do not. Let's figure out how to work together. And that is how a lot of societies work. And people always skip over that part. When we talk about egalitarian societies where women were able to live freely, that came with people being able to have goods and services supplied to them on the basis of need and not on the basis of greed. It's very, very simple.
So you guys paint a picture where the rest of the world was in kumbaya, and the only argument I have for that is the slave trade, right? So
We
you're
talked
talking
about the slave
you're
trade. That was
talking
a
about-
that was
hold
a
on, you're
black
talking
man.
about people weren't exploiting people; they were trading things equally, and we have other Africans that were literally trading their fellow Africans.
That was after. This is after the onset of patriarchal standards, and this is after the onset of capitalism.
That's insane.
That's after.
It's
insane when you don't read.
You don't know the order, Pat. It was capitalism. Hold on, brother. It was
patriarchy first. It was patriarchy
first. But I'm talking about
then capitalism.
Then capitalism. No. Yeah. No. Yeah. It was patriarchy first. Then capitalism. Then racism. then slavery. Then racism. Because they had to justify the slavery with the
they had
racism.
to justify. Yes.
So that's how they did it, right? That's the order it came. Brother, the timeline, everybody knows the fucking timeline because the shit happened in the last 500 years. It didn't happen that long ago. It just happened. It just happened.
But Africans were selling Africans before they sold Africans to the they were selling Africans to other Africans.
On every continent. Hold on, brother. Listen back. On every continent, slavery happened. On every continent. At some point in time, slavery happened. No, BBG, are you denying that? Do you agree with that, or do you disagree?
I don't think anybody is denying that.
Okay, cool. I just want to make sure we're all in agreement. Okay, cool. So on every continent, at some point in time in human history, slavery happened. But the reason the slavery happened, like the basis for the slavery, and the conditions in which the slaves existed, was never seen until chattel slavery. We've never seen slavery on that level. It was industrialized. Slavery was never industrialized before they did it. Before they did it like that, it didn't exist. It didn't happen like that. Slaves would get their freedom. You know what I'm saying?
Literally after 5 or 6 years, I think it was at best like 7 to 10 years, maybe. But you were able to go home. Not only were
your kids weren't born into slavery. Your kids weren't born into slavery.
Literally, your kids were not born into slavery. And chattel slavery was so different because of the fact that it stripped the identity of people. It completely stripped the identity of people, and the harsh, cruel conditions were very, very unique, specifically to chattel slavery. There was not slavery before that took you from your culture, that did not allow you to speak your language, that did not allow for you to be in contact with your family, that did not allow for you to be able to purchase your freedom, because that was very contingent. A lot of people, especially in indentured servitude, you had the ability, if you could pay off that debt, you could literally get out sooner. You could get out of slavery sooner. That was not the case with chattel slavery. And then on top of that, it was forced slavery, where you took people from one space to a completely other space where they could not use their language, they could not eat their food, they were mentally and physically harmed. It was completely different.
This is an interesting comment. What were you saying, ma'am? I'm sorry. You said hello.
Yes. So chattel slavery is in the Bible. It's in is it Deuteronomy? No, it's when they came. It's in Exodus, and it specifically says, "And the slaves you may have, you may bequeath them to your children and keep them for life." I swear to God, I can show you the scriptures. But it started with the Hebrews. The Hebrews were the first to enslave, chattel slave based on ethnicity. But everything else you said was right. But I did want to clarify that.
I want to be clear too. The Bible is not a history book.
Oh, excuse me, 100%. Listen, I do not.
No, I mean, the reason why I'm saying that is because they said stuff in the Bible that justifies what they were doing in that current day.
Correct.
So yeah, it makes sense. So that doesn't mean that the Hebrews are actually doing it. It just means it was in the Bible. See what I'm saying? Those are two different things.
Excuse me, I definitely want to be clear, but I by no means am I saying that the things that happen in that book are holistically true and that is where truth lies. Absolutely not. But timeline wise, there are some things that are inaccurate, yes. But in the history of slavery, they were the first ones to speak about owning people based on their ethnicity. And then that's where the Europeans got it from. They got it from the Hebrews.
But that wasn't even the basis of chattel slavery. Like that was a facet of chattel slavery, but that wasn't the basis of chattel slavery. even within that context, the lines were still blurred because of the fact that ethnicity, race, creed, all of those things kind of, they on the Venn diagram, they kind of overlap each other. And I think the story of Moses is one of the proof of that, because of the fact that Moses was able to navigate into Egyptian society almost, even though some stories, he's I know in Prince of Egypt they like to talk about how he was like adopted by the daughter, and he actually wasn't. They did know that he was a Hebrew, but he was still able to be to navigate within Egyptian society, even within that base. So it wasn't the same as chattel slavery. That never would have happened within chattel slavery. Having somebody who was, you know what I mean? If the basis were ethnicity, then he would not have been able to navigate within.
Hey, BBG, you know why that makes even more sense? Because he was like exalted. Like he was, you know what I'm saying? Like he was like a high-ranking official in Egypt during that time. That would be like a black person during slavery, you know what I'm saying? At the height of slavery, being like a congressperson, or you know what I'm saying? Or like signing the you know what I mean? Like no,
without issue, without
issue. Like that never would have happened.
Do you guys have any evidence that Moses actually existed? And I'm not saying this to be secret.
That part is subjective.
I'm saying this because in Jewish lore, this is allegory. Like Moses never existed.
But here's what I'm saying. Now you're this. That was my point about the Bible in and of itself. I was saying like all of it could be made up, or all of it could be true, but it's not. You know what I'm saying? It's not a dependent. You have to have faith to believe in it, pretty much, right? So I'm just, you know what I mean? I think the way that you worded it was like what you guys are saying isn't true because it says this in the Bible. Wouldn't disprove what we're saying. You know what I mean? It would just be like,
excuse me.
You see what I mean?
And I do apologize for coming off as if I am the arbiter of this truth.
I didn't even take it like that. No, I didn't even take it like that.
Yes, I was more so speaking towards the idea of thinking that, and it's because I have this conversation a lot with people who I'm around, and they're assuming that the kind of slavery that Europeans did was unique.
It was. It most certainly was. There was really no proof outside of the Bible, to my knowledge. I've never read anything like any anthropological, anything from like anthropology, any studies, anything like that, that said that it happened prior to Europeans doing it. I never heard anything. Like I literally, the first stuff I started reading was like, it was like literally like Portuguese. It started, you know what I'm saying? Like it was like, it started here in 14, whatever, 15, whatever, and that's where it started. And I was like, oh, okay, that's even what white people would say. I don't think they would take credit for that.
And I hear that, and I hear what you're saying. I would, if I could, send the both of you, if you're interested in it, a little bit of information that I've read from Hebrew scholars that said that this was like kind of their thing, but by no means, it's not a hill that I'm interested in dying on.
Yeah, that's fair. I respect it.
Thank you.
No problem. Ethel shout out to Ethel man. He said, also, don't forget that previously slaves could not have children because the children would have rights to the property and wealth of the master. Oh, shit. Man, that's interesting. That's a whole new wrinkle. Okay. I love having these discussions sometimes because I'll be learning all types of new shit. What up, friend?
Hey, what's up, brother? I just wanted to kind of just, piggyback. Of course, this is my wheelhouse. But you know how, when you're talking about it in the Bible, there wasn't the industrialized slavery, right? The chattel slavery is industrial. And it's capitalism is the element that turned these things industrial. And that's what we're kind of joining them hand in hand in this conversation. If you think about it, like with the military, there are plenty of militaries before capitalism, right? Roman armies, all that, right? But when capitalism met the military, that's where you get the military industrial complex. You understand what I'm saying? It's the same thing with slavery, chattel slavery. There was slavery all over the world, but when capitalism held on to slavery and that profit motive, out of slavery, when it came to capitalism, it became chattel slavery. The capitalism was the whole point, and that's not in the Bible. They weren't the Hebrews weren't doing capitalism amongst each other. They were, they were sharing a lot of stuff together. They did have, of course, coins in their trade.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So currency in itself doesn't make it capitalism, but it's exploitation of your neighbors, the exploitation of your friend. We don't care about people having resources. Money. I think that a lot of times when you talk to people about capitalism, Pat, you probably think that we have a problem with people being rich. I wouldn't care if people were quote unquote rich if everybody had what they needed. You know what I mean? But the thing is, like, as long as we operate on this exploitative type of paradigm here, there are going to be people that don't have what they need. The only way we have a chance for everyone to have what they need, and the only way everyone can really be treated as a human, is if we get away from the idea of it being okay to exploit someone
based on their gender, based on their race, based on whatever,
and their surplus labor.
Yep.
Right? When someone goes to work and produces something, that production has a value, and that if someone takes that excess value and does what they want with it instead of giving it to the people that actually produced it, it is theft. And then the fact that you're defending it when you don't really know what it is, that goes back to what Public is saying. You're indoctrinated. So now you have a choice. You can actually learn what capitalism is, so that when you agree with it, you can actually speak on it and say, this is why I believe in it. And I think that's fair, right? Or you can decide, hey, I don't like capitalism, and I think that we need to do something different based on the information as well. But to say when you're defending something, but you've never really given thought to as to why. Why am I defending this? Why don't I know if there's even a different way, let alone a better way? Why do I believe these things so strongly? You often have to point to how you were raised. You often have to point to who's spoken into your life and where and what you've been encouraged to read, and information you're taking in, and how you're processing that information, and who are the good guys and who's the bad guys. They've been telling us this since we were young. And you've got to question, you have to begin to question the system to say you're not indoctrinated. And I don't think you thoroughly question the system to even reject the idea that you might be indoctrinated. What makes you so special, that your brain so special, that you are the one that unplugged yourself out of the matrix without taking the pill first?
He's the only one that woke himself up. I'm like, how did you just wake up out of nowhere? Like, that's
right.
crazy.
And that's the idea that we're all individuals in this. But when we're talking about economic systems, these are social conversations that are community conversations. And when you take yourself and you put yourself in it in an individualized way, which capitalism teaches you to do, it's part of the indoctrination, that you're an individual and that looking out for yourself, as opposed to being a part of a community that you live in. That's what allows you to exploit people. So, Pat, I just hope you continue to look into capitalism. You might find it's okay for you to exploit people. I think you could believe whatever you want to believe, but I hope you will try to see both sides of the issue, because when you begin to unpack, I think unpacking the capitalism piece for men, that is the key. If you can unpack that,
that's the start.
It's the start.
Yep. That's what I think. And I talk about that all the time. I'll let you go right now, Pat. I think what happened, and when because people ask me, I'm sure they ask you all the time too, friend, like, oh, how did you start the da-da-da-da-da? You know what I'm saying? How did you get on this journey? How did you become misogynistic? How did you know whatever, right? And then I walk them down. I'm like, yeah, well, I unpacked racism when I was 10. I unpacked, you know what I'm saying? Like, I be like capitalism when I was in high school, and then religion when I was a young, you know what I'm saying, in my 20s. The granddaddy of them all, though, was the patriarchy. That was when I didn't even know, because the patriarchy is so big, it's so vast that you don't see it.
And it's more multicultural than all the rest of those.
It goes across every single line and age and demographic and all the classism. It goes across all of that shit. Like, it's crazy. So you don't see it. You just think like it's such a part of life. You just think like, oh no, no, that makes sense. That like Pat is saying, that like men have always ran everything. You see what I'm saying? No. That's why men run everything, because men have always run it.
But also,
it's our natural position.
As black men, that's probably the one that we still have a level of privilege in. When we think about patriarchal ideas, it still lends us a privilege, where capitalism doesn't lend us any privilege. You know what I mean?
Whatsoever, yeah.
Racism doesn't lend us any privilege. So these other things, they don't lend us privilege, but patriarchy and adopting patriarchal ideas, because the patriarchy is not good for black men, but adopting
it's not good for any man,
patriarchy lend us a level of privilege that we internalize for ourselves, and so it's the hardest to unpack. So congratulations to you, Pub, and Pat. Just keep reading, man. Just keep working.
The problem I have with this conversation is that there's pros and cons of every system, right?
What's the pro of capitalism? I mean, what's the pro of patriarchy? And when you say pro, here's how it has to work. Here's how it has to work. Here's how. Hold on, wait, Pat. Here's how it has to work.
Man, you gotta let me get
it has to be good.
Brother. I don't like this, man.
It has to be good. No. I don't want to talk about capitalism.
I was responding to the capitalism.
I got you. You can do it either way.
You're trying to shit my conversation, brother.
I'm not. You don't know enough about.
Let me just land, brother. You can't let me land.
I have a question for you,
brother.
How is capitalism good for the majority of people?
You gotta let me land. All right.
I know. Answer, sir. Stop fighting it, Pat. I'm going to ask you the question.
I have certain thoughts in my head, and you're derailing.
You're either going to answer my questions or you're going to drop. So I have a question for you. How is capitalism good for the majority of humans?
Again, so it ensures innovation. Okay. When you have a system where people aren't motivated to work.
Name that system.
People aren't motivated to communism, for instance.
Communism.
People aren't equally motivated. There's no motivation to strive go above and beyond, right? Everyone can be status quo, and you're gonna get everything you ever wanted and desired.
That's
right?
not what communism says.
In a system of capitalism, it ensures that at its core, I'm not saying it hasn't been abused, but at its core, it ensures that if you work hard and you have an original ideal.
Why do you need to have an idea?
Because again, this world is all about, for me, in my eyes, it's all about
what original idea do you have? You don't have one original idea.
What do you bring?
You're never Pat. What original idea? You have no original idea.
Again, what are you bringing to the table? Okay,
Pat, what is your
You're trying to make this personal.
What is your no. I want you to connect it to yourself for once, so you can understand that it doesn't benefit you, especially a person like you. I'm curious to know what talent do you have that you feel like is going to propel you to success? Because you're not a capitalist right now.
So my work ethic, my intelligence, my passion, those are all qualities.
So you don't have an original, because you said original idea.
That is why I'm
idea. So you don't.
why I'm excelling in the system.
So you don't create.
So
excelling. How are you excelling?
Again, excelling in the system.
If I could just tell you, Pat, check this out,
Let me land.
Go ahead. You're not saying a lot, though. That's the thing.
Okay. I'm not saying a lot, but just let me land. You've been talking. All I'm saying is when you focus on when every system has pros and cons. When you just focus on the cons and you're hyper focused on it, and that's the only talking point you have. Again, you're being disingenuous.
What are you talking about,
okay? You're not being honest. You're not being honest about.
Let me ask you something, dude.
You're trying to tell me something. What do you want, baby?
Let me ask you something, dude.
Stop turning on the lights. Turn on the lights. What do you want, baby?
Let me land, brother.
Daddy, what?
Let me land.
This is very. Before you get too far away from your point that you made, I'm gonna address the point you made.
Okay,
the point you made is that
you don't know what he's saying here.
He's saying come, but I want to know where are we going.
Okay, so if I can land,
I'm gonna come. Okay, I'm gonna come right now.
In 5 seconds.
What are you
doing?
Okay. Okay. Where are we going? Where are we doing? Where are we going?
What do you want?
What do you want? What do you want, baby? No, you need don't take that. That's for daddy. You're gonna just mess with me. Okay.
I want a cup.
Okay, I'm gonna come right now. I gotta go.
Go see what that man want, and we can handle Pat. Okay, we can handle patty cake. Go see what that man want.
All right.
Patrick, there was something that you said that I want to point out that I don't want to be missed, and it is the fact that is the hard work, the work ethic, the idea of pushing towards something based on how production is created, is manufactured in the same way that patriarchal standards manufactures the need for men. Like that need is manufactured. The fact that you feel like it makes sense that you would have to work, because you just said you have an idea, you have to work hard for it. Why would somebody be working hard for an idea that they have created? That does not, nothing about that makes sense. Nothing about that makes sense. And honestly, it stifles not only creativity, but innovation because of the fact that it's making people work. It's making wealthy people wealthier by hoarding not only the resources and means for production, but it's forcing the people who would have ideas, who could come up with new things, who could create because they're not worried about how to feed themselves and house themselves. It's giving the wealthy more wealth, and it's taking away from the people who do not have wealth, and it's forcing them to work for things that they have already created. And that doesn't, nothing about that makes sense.
The thing that the only thing I want to point out to is just history, right? There's been no other system where you have, again, if you look at history and you look at
history,
for instance, there's a record number of millionaires in our society today, right? Within the U.S., right? We have a record number. No other time.
There's a record number of people.
No, at no other point based on the percentage as well too. No other time in history did you have this kind of wealth that was spread across so many people.
No other time in history did you have this many people living this long.
Again, but if you just look at the percent,
how about poverty?
Because we have record-breaking poverty as well.
I don't think so. No,
we have record. I'm sure you don't think so. Within the point that you're making, you haven't read anywhere. That is an NPC talking point.
We do not have record-breaking poverty in the US.
We do.
No, we don't.
We have an overwhelm. We have a housing crisis because of the fact that we have enough housing for literally every single person who is homeless to have a home, and they do not.
Why don't they, Pat? Have you ever thought about that? Why are homeless people homeless for the most part?
Again, so I'm not going to argue that the system hasn't been abused, right? But at its core, that's my argument. At its core, capitalism is a good thing, right?
No, wait, because you said a lot, bro. But let me help you understand this: that the end of capitalism, the end goal of capitalism, is to take over everything. As in, if there's a bunch of businesses and they're all operating in a capitalist motif, one of those businesses is supposed to rise above and actually eat those other businesses. It's called a merger. That happens all the time. And then when you do that to other nations, like if the United States goes over to another nation that's smaller or with less military might than them, that's called imperialism. So capitalism the end goal of capitalism is imperialism of the world. Do you understand what I'm saying when I say that? So how can you tell me that imperialism, which has destroyed civilization, groups of people in the world, exploited, there's the reason we still have slavery in places like where they do in the Congo and stuff like that. But because there's a few more millionaires around, you're saying that that's a net positive? You have to explain it to me.
So like I said, the crony capitalism that you're speaking of is not what I'm speaking of.
There's capitalism. The only capitalism you've ever seen.
There's a different flavor of capitalism that you're seeing.
Capitalism. The reason you can't say crony capitalism, Pat, is because there's only one capitalism you've ever seen. This is it. You can't say there's different types of capitalism because this is only one you've ever seen. Period. The one that's on the world today is the only capitalism you've ever seen. This is how it works.
No, when you have hedge funds intentionally, what do you call it, with stocks? I can't remember the term, but to basically, I guess, eliminate other companies through the stock market. That's an example of crony capitalism. Capitalism was never.
There have been several examples of how capitalism has been damaging to society, and you have not named one benefit yet. You have not. The only thing that you have named
innovation
is again a manufactured idea of hard work by exploiting people of their ideas and making them earn things that they have created. That is what you think the benefit of capitalism is, and that is not a benefit. If it's mine, if I created it, and you're telling me I have to work hard for it, that is exploitation. That's not how is that a benefit to society? It's not a benefit. And I think that all of the one thing that I find remarkable, especially when it comes to talking to red pill men specifically, is that that sort of conservative capitalism, anti-black, patriarchal line is always completely straight. I don't know if I've met any red pill man yet who does not believe in all of them. And I understand why you have to believe in all of them, because of the fact that, like, once you start ascribing to one exploitative system, or one hierarchical system, you have to sort of subscribe to them all, because they're all based on the same premise. Just like you said, capitalism, the core tenets, at its core, capitalism is this. At its core, capitalism is exploitative in the same way that patriarchy is, in the same way that racism is, and that, like, they all do pretty much the same thing. They just change what it is they're exploiting people for. That's all it is. And more ironic is that you talked about how all of these systems have their sort of benefit, their pitfalls, and their and their wins. The only one that you seem to be advocating for has been capitalism. You haven't named the benefits of communism. You haven't named the benefits of socialism. You haven't named the benefits of any other system outside of capitalism. So you don't actually even believe that.
I actually genuinely believe that.
I don't think so.
Well, give them a chance. What are the pros of socialism?
Again, there's no pros in socialism. Okay,
that's what I just said.
Fine. Okay. You ensure that everyone has access to I guess critical resources, right? You have that's a pro. That's one pro I can think off the top of my head. Okay, and sure.
Do you want everyone to have access to critical resources or not?
I do. I wish there was some way to balance.
Why wouldn't you leave capitalism behind? Because capitalism makes sure that some people don't have, in order for some other people to have way more than they need. So why would you endorse that system?
Because of the cons of socialism, right? So lack of growth, lack of innovation, lack of motivation.
Pat.
The cons far outweigh any benefit.
Hold on. Nothing you're saying is true. You don't know. That's not a con to socialism. That's not a con. Look, I can poke a hole in what you're saying so easily. One of the problems of capitalism, when you talk about innovation, first and foremost, we talk about competition, which fuels innovation. There is a lack of competition in capitalism because we don't a free market capitalistic system, which we don't have, would be even worse, right? Because regulations kind of save it somewhat. But when you go to the grocery store and you go buy cereal, there's only 3 brands. There's only 3 fucking manufacturers of cereal. When you go to the store and you want to go buy a bag of chips, there's only 3 brands. There's only fucking 3 people that make chips. It may have Lay's. It may say Ruffles on the front. It's all owned by Lay's, fucking Frito-Lay, aka Pepsi, right? When you go to a car manufacturer, there's only a handful of car manufacturers, and there's only a certain amount. There's only a certain type of car. Like every car, for the most part, takes fuel. It takes gas. Takes petrol. Like the TV manufacturers, everything. The record labels are owned by. There's 3 fucking record labels. 80% of all television stations are owned by three groups. Capitalism is where innovation goes to die. It's the opposite of what you're saying. But then if you think about it on an interpersonal level, when you boil it down, right, to everyday innovation or whatever lack thereof, you would have more time to innovate. Listen to what I'm saying about socialism and about communism specifically. In communism, in theory, you wouldn't work 8 hours a day, because we don't need to work 8 hours a day for right now. We work more than the generations before us, and we're more productive than they are. So how does our productivity go up, but our hours stay the same? It doesn't make fucking sense. And our pay went down. Shut up, Pat. You don't know what you're talking about. Hold on. That's not technology. That's stupid. That wouldn't be the answer. So anyways, our productivity has gone up. Our wages and that technology wouldn't explain why our wages are stagnant. So anyway, what I'm saying, stop. So if you had all of your basic needs taken care of, would you have more free time to innovate or less free time to innovate?
Less motivation to
No, that's I'll ask again because I want you to answer the question. If you had all of your basic needs met, water, food, clothing, shelter, education, protection, right? You had all your basic needs met. Would you have more time to innovate and create, or would you have less time to innovate and create?
More time, but less motivation.
That's okay. So let me ask you this. When who painted the Sistine Chapel? Michelangelo? Am I correct in that? Michelangelo painted the Sistine Chapel? Michelangelo painted the Sistine Chapel. Was that prior to capitalism or post-capitalism? Did he do that for capitalism or did he do that because he was a fucking innovator? When Leonardo da Vinci was making all those fucking crazy ass inventions and all those sketches you see him innovating, creating, was he doing that for capitalism? Was he motivated by money or was he motivated because he's just an innovator and he had time to do so? The world's inventions, the greatest inventions, right, were invented and innovated due to usually out of necessity, to be honest with you, right? But also because people needed to innovate. People are driven to innovate. Like that's human nature. We're driven to innovate. Our innovation, and our ability to do so is stifled by these oppressive systems. You're wrong. You don't know what you don't understand basic human psychology. You don't know anything about history. You know nothing about these systems. When I ask you definitions of words, you don't know the definitions of words. When I ask you where the oil comes from, you still think it comes from fucking Jurassic Park. You don't know shit. You don't know shit, Pat.
It's all about motivation at the end of the day.
You don't know shit. And you're not a fucking capitalist. You're broke. You're poor. You're not a capitalist. You're poor. I just want to tell you that. If you haven't heard that today, you are poor. Remember, I saw your house. I saw the door that you had. I remember it. You're poor. You're not doing well in society. You're broke. You're
doing well because Pat is on the earth. He doesn't realize that there's somebody that everything he does during the day, he produces money for somebody else. And that extra that you produce over the hourly that they decide to pay you, guess what? Cha-ching, it goes in their pocket and they got their feet up and guess what they're doing? They're innovating and trying to make you think that they're the innovator. Like you have to depend on them for the world to have anything.
Yep. When you make money at work, for every dollar you make, somebody's making $3. For every dollar you get paid, they made $3. Before you got $1, they took $2. See what I'm saying? That don't make no sense. That's how it works, fam. It's just how it works.
It might be tolerable if it was that close, pub. But the average CEO making over 300 times the average the employee of that in that same company. So
Pat said I bring $300K a year. No, you don't.
Can the last thing I say be that Patroclus was also the one that told us that he had a PhD and he was practicing medicine.
Yeah, the reason that I don't understand why y'all get on the internet and lie the way you do, Pat. You don't make $300,000 a year. Even if you wanted me to believe you, no, you don't.
With rental grade doors.
You don't make $300,000 a year. And here's how I know as well. Here's another thing I know about y'all. So you mean to tell me you make $300,000 a year, right? And I'm listening to a man like you that loves to like brag about things that he doesn't have. You're a literal doctor, Pat. You're not a doctor. It's getting sick, bro. It's really a disease, the way y'all lie. You're not a doctor. You don't have a doctorate in anything. You literally don't know that you don't know the definitions of the most basic, like words you use every day. You don't know the definitions of it. You didn't know what capitalism was. You were reading it off of Google in real time and you were trying to act like you knew instead of saying, hold on, let me look it up. It's really weird. Like, are you okay? Are you guys okay? Like, I'm dead serious at this point. Like, you need to get on meds, bro. If you feel the necessity to get online and lie like that to a room full of strangers, you need to go seek psychiatric help. You're not sane. That's insane. For what reason? You make $300,000 a year? Okay, cool. Cool.
Patty cake, please.
Please. Pat is.
He online too much.
He is chronically online. He is 12 years younger than me, I'm guessing. Minimum, right? Probably in his 20s. He sounds dumb as hell. When did you, even if you graduated, even if you were a doctor, you wouldn't be making that money yet.
At all.
Like, even if you were a doctor, you would be on like your first, like, you know what I'm saying? You just finished residency. You think doctors get out and they
would definitely still be in the throes of residency.
He would be in the throes of it. That's what I'm saying.
And then on top of that, the amount of money you would be paying, because you're gonna have some student loans. You gonna have some. You got to be one hell of a doctor to be coming out with no student loans, truthfully. And we have heard Patty Cake talk. There's no way at all whatsoever that he is like practicing just
now. He was on a full scholarship, y'all. All right, I gotta end the live. I can't. Yeah, the lies is wicked. All right, BPG. The lies is wicked, y'all. I can't do it, and I'm tired too. I finally figured out what my baby wanted to do. He wanted me to go jump on the trampoline, so we had to go jump. But now I'm all sweaty and shit. But it's all good. Love y'all. One love, one thug, man. Let me make sure I got to all the super chats. If I missed the cash outs, my bad. I can't read them when they come down. I gotta figure something out, man. I gotta figure something out. It's a must. Beast Nation said, considering the shirt choice, I'll just say Pub is notorious for making me crash. Salute, man. Hey, today, speaking of this shirt, today I was at the store. I gotta tell y'all this funny ass story before I did it. I was at the store and the lady was ringing me up, right? And she was like a mid 30s-year-old white lady. And she looked at my shirt and she was like, "Oh, the Notorious B.I.G." And I was like, "Yeah, I was like, yeah." And then she was like, "That's so crazy. I'm having a birthday party for my 3-year-old this weekend, and the theme of the party is ain't nothing but a 3 thing." And I was like, "Oh," I was like, "But that's Snoop." The racism be seeking. It be seeking out their pores sometimes. The racism be seeking out their pores sometimes, dude. I was like, what? She just like, it was uncomfortable for me, and luckily there wasn't nobody else around. It was just her and I. She laughed, she giggled, I laughed, and got my shit and left. Nah, we don't say seeping, we say seeking. It be seeking out their pores. A shout out to Martin in Blue Street. That shit was crazy. I was like, wait. Hey, when you try hard is when you die hard. The homies looking like, why, God, when they reminisce over you? My God. I couldn't believe it. Tell her it's Obama. But wait, isn't that Obama? That's what I should have said. She'd have been like, oh, really? Like, yeah, no, that's Obama. I think he said that shit when he had on that tan suit. All right, man, I'm out of here. Hey, hold on, wait. On the YouTubes, real quick, did y'all like the panel hopping shit earlier? Because I thought that shit was funny. I might do that again. I thought it was hilarious. I think it's fun to go panel hopping. Now y'all get to see. I'll be on them panels having a good old time. I sure did. I said my little piece and dipped. I was like, I couldn't let it slide. I think a less neuro-spicy person would have let that ride, but my neuro-spiciness, it it got to me. It didn't let me do it. It didn't let me let it ride. Soon as I heard it, I was like, it was like, don't say nothing. Like I had like the devil and the angel on my shoulders, like, don't say it. Then the devil was like, nigga, make her feel stupid. Bet we running that back then. We gonna run that back. We gonna run that back then. That shit was funny. The tricksters. It was good times. It was good times, man. Oh shit, hold on. All right, y'all. I'm out of this thing, man.